We are live as the 36, 28, and 9 Washington Capitals head into Vegas against the 32, 26, and 15 Golden Knights. The Golden Knights again duct taping the motor together, trying to sputter to the finish line, and it is not going well. However, getting a point against the Oilers, we will count as a win. Losing 4-3 in overtime. Before that, going down 4-1 to the Jets, beating the Stars 3-2, losing to the Preds 4-1, and losing to the Mammoths 4-0. Vegas scored almost as many goals as they did in the previous 5 games. Anywho, the Capitals recovered well, going 7-4 against the Mammoth in Utah after losing to the Blues 3-0 and losing to the Avalanche in overtime 3-2. Before then, beating the Devils 2-1 and beating the Senators 4-1. Not another game where the thrill's not exactly there as we wait for puck drop here. Not sure. I haven't seen who's in net, but for the Capitals, but it looks like Hilly is going to be between the pipes for Vegas. They're just going to burn him down to the ground again until he gives up 3 goals and 3 shots again. Again, can't blame Hilly for that. However, you can blame a little bit for the overtime that was a soft goal. Let's take a look at what happened today. A busy day. Go Vegas. Got to stop losing at some point. Corrupted, you would think. We have Vancouver on Monday, so that's more the day that I'm going to be expecting a win. Tonight, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be brutal. So Lightning over the Senators 4-2 in Tampa. Islanders over the Panthers 5-2 in New York. Oilers 4-2 over the Ducks in Edmonton. Hurricanes 5-2 over the Devils. Oof. In Carolina, Stars 6-3 over the Penguins. That was a referee. If you want to see what bad officials look like, watch that Stars and the Penguins game. Bishop literally grabs Carlson's stick 3 feet from the ref, rips it out of his hand, throws it up the ice. Tripping all over the place. That game. I had to turn it off because I was getting mad about 2 teams I could care less about, to be honest. Sharks over the Blue Jackets 3-2 in Columbus. Bruins over the Wild 6-3 in Boston. Almost watched that one. Sabres over the Kraken 3-2 in a shootout in Buffalo. Canadians 4-1 over the Predators in Nashville. Blues over the Maple Leafs 5-1 in St. Louis. Jets over the Avalanche 4-2. I was not expecting that. I started watching that game, kind of fell asleep. Not because it was boring or nothing. I was just tired. Flyers 4-0 over the Red Wings in Detroit. Currently, with 3 minutes to go in the second, the Mammoth up on the Kings 5-1. In LA, and then in Calgary, 7:30 to go in the first. The Flames and the Canucks. Calgary sitting 2-0 at home. I did like that. Dickinson that was such a bullshit hit. And then when Kolasar had his arms, like DeAndre Miller acts like he's some bad motherfucker. He only went at Kolasar when somebody else had Kolasar's arms wrapped up. I hate that dude so much. But tonight, we'll see if LT makes his return. I wouldn't expect him, to be honest with you. Oh, didn't mean to bring up that page. Do they have the roster up yet? They do. Like, I want to say we faced Lindgren last time, and he did well against us. I'm trying to remember. I'm honestly drawing a bit of a blank. But I believe LT was in the net the other day for Washington. So wouldn't be surprised. It does look like number 48 is skating out Oh, dude, this is look. I want Vegas to win. Go Knights, go. I hope Logan Thompson shuts down 59 shots and Aiden Hill gives up 3-3. I mean that somewhat sarcastically, but only somewhat, because for Logan Thompson to come in and be just drop his dick on the ice after being traded over Aiden Hill with how bad Aiden Hill has been, I would love to see that. Vegas 6-1 at home, but I'm joking. I want to see Vegas win first. All right, we are live. Brodus goes right into the Vegas zone. Shot goes off the post. Tilly's not able to find the puck as he gets mobbed. He got beat on the first shot. Thank goodness that post was in the way. Back into the other side of the ice. Very tries to work it out to the middle. Kolasar picks it up. Fourth line. Not a great start, but they recovered back the other way. Just not strong enough to get a shot on net. In neutral, McNabb almost loses it. Eventually recovers it to Stone, who gets across the line. 2 hard shots. LT makes the save. Up the low boards of the Washington zone, McNabb sends it across the ice to Theodore, works it down the high boards. All the way across, McNabb on the low dot, trying to work into the middle. He could not handle the pass. Ferravari gets in his way to get it across the ice. Out through neutral, Theodore collects at his own blue line. Up to McNabb, Stone, and Barbashev. Down into the low corner, back to the low point. Stopped on the way. I think it hit a stanchion. And Washington able to get right out. Eichel right through the middle. Looking, gets it baseline. Dorofeyev not able to get it past. I believe that's Van Riemsdyk. Nailed it. Eichel gets forced back into his own zone by McMichael, turns and makes the pass to Dorofeyev, hits the red line and in. Howden chasing it down. Heard that Marner, Dorofeyev, and Howden were good. Howden and Hurdle are switching. Puck back the other way. Good little move by Bavelier. He pulls up on the low boards. Knocked back down by Roy, but Vegas battling to keep it above the low circle. Kept in at the point by Washington. Leonard able to get it to Bavelier, who gets it to the point. Top dot, pass across, stop by Ben Hutton. Look at our boy go. And the puck's fought out to the middle. Howden takes it through neutral. Finally, Ben Hutton is on the ice for the Vegas Golden Knights. Back behind Logan Thompson. Battle for the puck. Sissons comes away with it, sets it at the high point across the blue line. Lazan throws it to the side of the net. Looking for the tip. Nobody could get a stick on it. Sort of tosses it out through to neutral, and I looked down at the wrong time, so I'm not sure what happened. Can't wait for William to be back. So misplay wing. His center play sucks. I don't know. I feel like he's been more productive at center, to be honest with you. Like once they came back from the Olympics and things moved around. Well, nah, that's not even fair. I think Mitch Marner has been. I'll stick with Mitch Marner has been so much better since coming back from the Olympics. I am much more. My opinion of him is much more favorable than it was prior to the Olympics. Hang on a second. This thing just took a shit. I accidentally clicked on something, and of course, that just sent the feed into frenzy mode. See if I can get it back real quick. But I do want William Karlsson back. Carly and Riley Smith play so much better together. And Carly's such a dog that we miss him no matter what. He's a guy that fights for the puck. He gets on the boards. He does all kinds of shit that is like, he does what's necessary. And not having him really hurts, especially in our zone. Vegas cannot help but make a mistake in their own zone. And Carly's the kind of guy that helps recover from that. Like I said, he makes Riley Smith better in those situations as well, which turns around our lower lines. Puck out to neutral. Anderson up ahead. Vegas feeds it in all the way down behind Logan Thompson. Very will work it back up the high boards. Good pressure, but Strom's going to get it out of the zone. Back the other way. Fairbury leaves it for Ovechkin, looking for the backdoor tip. Good defense on the far side. Puck back the other way. A Stone takes it into the zone. Loses it. Fairbury falls down as he gets behind the net, able to play it to Strome. Stoney was just a little too far away. Good play by Lazon to cut off Protas. He's mad looking for an interference, but that was just a good play. Into neutral, backhanded into the low corner. I can't believe I forgot his name. Who? Wilson. Jesus Christ. Tom Wilson's name just disappeared from my brain for a second. I couldn't believe it. Oh, McMichael looking to make a pass. Howden gets spun around, so he's not there to go on the attack. Vegas gets it back behind the net, but good pressure. It's one thing about Washington. They will just put bodies on bodies on bodies. Lay it off sides, but Hutton, I believe that is, ended up losing it. Can't tell if that's Hutton or Theodore. Valier makes the pass to the top of the high circle. Puck gets down low, but sort of couldn't find it. Hill's able to cover it up. 15-19 to go in the first. Let's see. Shots are fucking button. 2 apiece. Okay. For some reason, I thought we were going to have a couple extra, but thinking back, none of our shots early, like the first 2 or 3 minutes, got through. Face off to the right of Hill. Dowd on the dot against Sordiff, and Dowd wins the face off from behind the net. Hannafin gets it to Dowd all the way across, and Hannafin has to circle back. Try that again. Hutton feeds it up ahead, and it's tipped in. Hudson chases it down to the corner, feeds it up to the point, kept in by Hutton. His pass is deflected. Good job, Colasar, to keep it in and get it below Logan Thompson. Cole Smith controlling. Dancing back and forth, trying to work it into the corner to Dowd. Hudson cuts it off. Dowd finds it. Hannafin across the ice. Shot from the blue line. Stopped by Logan Thompson. Cole Smith picks it up. Into the corner goes Colasar. Back out to Smith. Attacking the baseline. He gets forced into the net hard. Hopefully he didn't go down too awkwardly as he tried to jump out of the way of having an interference called on him. Down behind Hill. Vegas recovers the puck. Not quite cleared. Hutton gets it back in front of his own crease. And there Vegas clears to the red line. Hurdle dumps it in. Riley Smith chases against Sordiff. Up the low boards, and Washington gets it back out into neutral. Sissons can't find the puck on the low boards. Free run, shoot, and score. Washington, LaPierre gets a free puck and a free run right into the zone. And Washington breaks the ice first. Go figure. McNabb misplayed it. Everybody misplayed it. I don't know what angle Theodore was taking. McNabb completely misplayed the puck, and then Theodore attacked the blue line before turning and trying to chase him down. Like, that was just a bad angle for Theodore. Good play for LaPierre. Good play. It wouldn't be a Golden Knights game if we weren't losing at some point. Off the face-off into the Vegas zone. Lazon works it up to Barbashev, gets it to Eichel, passes back to Stoney for a shot. Somebody lost a stick. Pass right up front to Barbashev. He gets stuffed by Logan Thompson. Puck back around to the low boards. Eichel feeds it through the middle. Nobody, it does not find its intended target. Stoney was crashing the net. Couldn't get the puck. Trying to work out of their own zone. Washington gets it up to the blue line. Wilson throws it back in. And Protas leaves it for Strome, who enters. Protas has it knocked away. Roy gets right of Leonard. Roy makes a pass to Leonard right on top of Hill, but Hill actually makes the save. Holy hell. It's like, we're not out of it yet, boys. Just over 7 minutes gone. Shots are 4-3 Vegas. Capitals with the 1-0 lead into the Vegas zone. High corner. Ovechkin gets it below the net. Protas fighting for it with McNabb. And it's Strome who takes it back, but sends it all the way down to his own goalie. Sandin now tries to gain speed, working up the high boards. He dumps it into the high corner. Sorry, low boards, dumps it into the high corner. Vegas recovers up to the low point. Kolasar gets to neutral and swings it in, but hits the group of bodies at the blue line. Cole Smith eventually recovers it and then loses it. Who was it? To Sandin. Leonard into the zone off the low dot. Good last second check, stick check to knock the puck free. It's looking like a Capitals power play right now. We just cannot get out of our own way and get out of our zone with any kind of control. There we go, up the boards and out, and no icing. That was good. That was a lucky break. Chikrin trying to work it up the boards. It comes in from the low point to Thompson, and he will glove it. And we will go to commercial break. So far, like, it right off the rip, the Capitals could have scored in about 12 seconds, but they hit the pipe. Then they did score. Because, like, LaPierre made a great play, but it's just McNabb totally misplayed it. And then Theodore, like I said, the guy's crashing in. He, instead of trying to work in front of him, like work the angle to cut him off, he tried to go after the puck. And so when the guy collected the puck and started skating, when LaPierre got the puck and started skating, it just, it was a shitty angle. So, is what it is. 1-0 Washington. What was going on in those other games? Oh, I guess I didn't do that either. God damn it. Why do I always do that? Sorry. There. Always forget to throw the poll on, and then when I start typing the poll, I forget G is goal, and I hit it and trigger it. I think I've done that on every stream I've done a poll so far. Kolasar has played every game this season. 6 goals. 6 goals, 11 assists. Like, we need, and I really like Kolasar, but we need a little rebuild on the fourth line. Vegas is in so much trouble. There's no sense in talking about it. Puck back in as Hannafin gets chased down. That was a great play for the Capitals. Vegas just looking weaker and weaker as the game goes on, which we expected. From the low point, puck comes down to the boards out in front of the net. Nobody home. Sisson's fighting for it against Chikrin. Chikrin gets it to Van Riemsdyk, who gets it all the way back to neutral. Hutton collects, works it up to Sissons, who goes back to Hutton. Hannafin now. as Vegas gets some new skaters. Gets it up to Eichel off the low boards. He'll hit the red line and dump it in. High corner. Stoney gets there first, trying to sneak it to the high point. Eventually gets there, but turned over to Washington. Hill plays it off the low boards. Washington will get control. But Barbie picks off the pass that goes all the way to the point through neutral. Stoney gets a little pit pocketed right there. Washington tosses it to the high corner. Hudson sends it back down to the low side, and Roy will send it out of the zone. 2-on-1 the other way. Dubois all the way across the ice. Shot hits the pipe. And another miracle as Vegas gives up another odd man rush. Unbelievable. Into the zone. Shot goes wide. Capitals dominating Vegas. Oh, Ferravari loses it off the skate. Stoney trying to hit Barbashev, but the pass is picked off. I think that was, nope, that was Strome picking off the pass. Shot from the blue line goes over the net into the high corner. Capitals maintain control. Puck to the low point. Down the wall. Strome across the blue line. Protas makes the pass. Shot goes off the high dot. And Hill makes the save. Vegas. Theodore will skate it out to Howden on the low wall as he enters. Sandin just kicks his ass against the boards. And now sort of right back the other way into the Vegas zone. Makes the pass out high. Out to the middle. Dude, Vegas is actually selling out a little bit. They score. My Google says they scored. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I forgot to put. I thought I did that. I'm not sure why that changed. But yeah, they scored. I mean, it was a one-man rush from the blue line into Hilly. Chikrin chasing the puck with Dorofeyev up his ass, and it's turned over to Cole Smith up to the high point. Anderson across the blue line. Lazon makes a move. Hits Cole Smith way out high. Puck ends up against the boards. Dowd trying to get his stick free. And eventually Chikrin, wait, I thought it just hit somebody on the bench. Apparently not. Van Riemsdyk's going to settle the puck. Sorry, shit in the bed already. It's Vegas, dude. Come on now. It wouldn't be a Vegas hockey game if we weren't losing. Good pass. Airmailed it to DeHamy into the Vegas zone, but good defense by Vegas. And yes, I can't believe I'm saying that either. They lose it in the cap zone. Pass right up the gut, tipped in deep. Chased down by, Miroshnichenko. Eventually, McNabb recovers behind Hill. Up the low boards to Riley Smith, who works into the zone. Pass Roy, but Hudson picks it up behind his goaltender. Clear to center, but Hannafin knocks it down. Ooh, good stick by Riley Smith, but it does come off sides before it is touched by Hurdle. Andre Fleury, if you can hear me, yeah. No shit, right? Yeah, it was, so they already, dude, 14 seconds in, they had a hard shot that beat Hilly, but it hit a post. They just had another one a minute ago, plus the goal. And those were all on odd man opportunities. Like a little play at the blue line, McNabb misplayed the puck. He instead of skating, he reached for it instead of using his legs. And then Theodore made a play for the puck instead of making a play for the angle. And so LaPierre just walked right in and beat Hilly. Good on LaPierre. Terrible on us again. And then it keeps happening where we're, instead of kind of moving with the guys, we're trying to make this firm stand and poke with our sticks rather than go body on body, because they know the Capitals will kick the shit out of them because we're just too soft. They have all the leverage when it comes to physicality, knowing that there is no repercussion. So that's just it's just how it is these days. They'll figure it out eventually. I'm guessing it'll be a little too late. But again, I don't know what anybody expects when you trade all your picks, get rid of all your youth, all the guys who you've put time into building into the system, get rid of them, bring in a new old guy who's kind of okay, hey, shout out. I will correct. I just saw the angle. Theodore tripped over the blue line. Well, actually, he didn't even make it to Theodore was out in the open ice by himself and he fell down. So it's not that he took a bad angle, it's that he fell down. That's on me. Unbelievable. Anderson out of his own zone, off the face-off, no icing. Good race down in there, but Logan Thompson fields it behind the net. Dude, we just look like we're skating in mud against these guys. And I mean, a lot of teams are faster than us, but it's like, Jesus, dude. Barbashev across the stone. To the point. Quick shot, but Anderson was looking for the tip by Barbashev. We can start getting some... we just offsides on the Capitals. 6:36 to go in the period. Shots are 6-5. Washington. We're just not getting... None of our opportunities have been very good. And that was the same thing. It's like, we should be a 30-shot team, but at least half of those should be decent opportunities. And that's kind of not what's been happening. Face off in front of the box, just outside the Vegas zone. Won by Vegas. Theodore makes the pass up the low boards. Howden battling for it, but turned over to the Caps. Back the other way. Vegas stops it before it hits the red line. Marner dumps it in around Logan Thompson. A battle for it. Dorofeyev going against Chikrin. Strome comes to help out. Theodore will take the puck at the high point, work it back towards the back of the net. Theodore can't control, but Marner comes in to sweep it up. Back down the boards into the corner. Howden now. Up to the low point, fighting against Strome. He'll turn and dump it. Chikrin gets a stick on it, works it to Protas, who tosses it out to neutral. Back at his own dots, Theodore to McNabb on the high wall. Hits the red line and dumps it in. Howden passively chases it in, but Van Riemsdyk gets there first and gets it behind the net. Hudson looking for a place to go. He's got Leonard. Sort of? Yeah. Leonard racing for it. Vegas gets there first. Hannafin able to clear it up to the high boards. Puck down to the low wall. Roy chips it in, but Hutton's at the blue line to send it back the other way, and we got a whistle. I'm thinking it was an offside. Get until Willie comes back. We're going to need a lot more than that, unfortunately. Like I said, the biggest problem we have is the guys aren't bought into the system, especially the free agents aren't bought into the system the way they might have been. I think they've lost faith in it, but because it's like I said, where all the guys that you bring up in the system and you're training, you're getting rid of them left and right. You're getting rid of all the picks. You're not building a long-term. There's no long-term plan. It's like, let's get these couple guys and then we'll just stuff the rest with 34-year-old veterans. It's like, dude, we have to, you did what you wanted to do. You played Moneyball for the first 6 years. You got to the ship and won. You won it in 6. Perfect. Do you think it's all Cassidy's fault? Fuck no. I couldn't put up more emphasis on hell no. My belief is that Cassidy is doing the best he can with what management is forcing him to do. And those things aren't necessarily the same because they're not the same idea. And I've Cassidy has said repeatedly, or sorry, I won't say he said repeatedly. He said at least once that I'm doing the best with what I'm given. And I don't think that's an insult to the players. I think that's calling out management for not letting him pick his skaters and pick his goalie. That's why, like I said, Logan Thompson got traded. He asked to be traded, but that was following a season where Hill played out of 14 games, Hill played 12, gave up 3 or more every single game. Meanwhile, the 2 that Logan Thompson played, I think he had a shutout in one and he gave up a goal in one. And then he's forced to sit behind Aiden Hill. And it's like, I would ask to be traded too. You know, get rid of White Cloud when he's a favorite in Vegas. You know, there's definitely no loyalty in the NHL and you don't expect it, but their Sissons just got blasted by McMichael and then again by Roy. Stays in it, gets it out front, big swing, Riley Smith, but he can't beat Logan Thompson. That was a hell of a job by Colton Sissons staying in that play. But yeah, no, I blame the skaters for not listening because that's Cassidy has said multiple times that you know, backdoor chances, backside chances. Yeah, we give up wide open backside chances 12 times a game. So the guys are obviously not listening. He may have lost control of the locker room, but I don't blame him. I honestly do blame the skaters and I blame management. Vegas keeps it in at the blue line. Lazon trying to trail down into the high corner, locks it back up, heading the other way. He just beat Tom Wilson bad. That was great. Barbashev tries to get it towards the net, hits a skate instead. Stoney fighting with Protas. Protas gets it out to neutral. Lazon sends it in. It was not tipped. 3:47 to go in the first, icing on Vegas. But it's, I mean, honestly, you just got to look at the way management treats the locals. And we talked about this the last couple of times. Like, most arenas they're big on locals because they want this to be home games. T-Mobile Arena is the new Cirque du Soleil stadium as far as they're concerned. As long as they sell tickets, they don't give a shit. And then it's like, oh yeah, locals. By the way, now that you're paying 3 times what the season passes were, you can't get any of the good seats because all the scalpers take them. And you're now paying $20 for a tall boy of Coors Light. Here, have $5 popcorn and a $5 hot dog. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't even need to show ID. You don't need to show, this is locals appreciation, these prices, but you don't even need to show ID. It's available for everyone. Like, fuck you. I blame management for like 95%, the players for 4, and Cassidy for 1. Dorofeyev off the low wall leaves it. Shot from outside the high circle. Tipped in front and goes wide. Wilson able to get it out all the way up ahead to LaPierre. Cuts back at the blue line. Tries to leave it at the point. Vegas gets there first. Collision down low. Howden battling with Hudson. Thought I saw 2 guys go down on the dot in the Vegas zone. Nothing, blown dead. Battle for it on the low boards, and Washington comes away with it. 2.5 to go in the first. Chasing down that high corner to the high point, all the way across the ice. Vegas got lucky there. And Hilly's able to find the puck on a shot from the point before Sordiff does. Vegas got lucky there. Dude tossed the puck to the low side of the ice. And all of Vegas was on one half of the ice again. Yeah, Carter Hart is back to practicing with the team. So we'll see what ends up happening with him. Again, I was cool with it, with him coming in his first couple games. I was like, all right, because I said he's gonna have to play like a beast because we need someone other than Hilly but for some reason they only trust Hilly. You got your ACT test Monday? Word. Right on, brother. You start like you doing all the basic. You get the well. I don't even know how it's done these days, bro. I don't even think I took an ACT. I did my SATs, and I had to go sit in a classroom and fill out a Scantron. I don't even know how it's. That was almost 20 years ago. All right, Anderson getting into it. Is that Roy? But like, do you have a book you've been looking through and, basic study questions, shit like that? Or are you kind of going in? Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised that fight happened. I can't believe Tom Wilson, of course. Now, it's funny that what happened right there. I don't know if anybody's watching the game and seeing the replay. They're talking about Tom Wilson. There was a hit, and Tom Wilson went and fought the guy, and then later on he absolutely murdered the dude. And shit, I got to be careful with those words because YouTube doesn't like it. But I mean, he absolutely destroyed a guy and then fought again. And it was oof. That fight, I was all that I was okay with because Utah started it. Vegas shoots McNabb. McNabb shoots, comes back out to the center of the ice. McNabb shoots again, stopped by Logan Thompson. Out to neutral. McNabb collects, and the pucks work back into the zone just out of Dowd's reach. He was trying to set up Cole Smith, trailing into the zone. Back the other way, out of the reach of Ovechkin. Theodore gets it to McNabb, back to Theodore. And now giveaway Shea makes his way up the ice, tossed in from the red line. Very, I can't tell if that was Tom Wilson. I think that was Tom Wilson. Sets it back around. Oh, big straight hit to the head. Somebody's hurt. Somebody for Vegas is hurt. They're both Dowd and Protas. Tom Wilson is dirty. Oh, fuck yeah, he is. Every now and then they're justified, though. Dowd is gushing blood. I think his visor cut his forehead. So what just happened, it was nothing dirty. Two guys coming to make a play, and they just leaned towards each other and smacked each other square in the head. So this is not great. Protas is struggling to get up, and Dowd is bleeding all over the ice. This is gonna take a few minutes again. Okay, so Dowd's cut, he's bleeding worse than he's got a big old gash. I'm guessing it's his visor or his helmet got shoved into his forehead right here. Let's see it. It's Lazon comes to Protas's back, and neither Dowd nor Protas are expecting Protas to not be able to stand up. Lazon is playing nothing. Lazon's riding Protas as Protas goes to play the puck. Dowd's coming the other way, reaching in, trying to play the puck, and they just meet at each other's eye line. I was expecting something like this playing the Capitals, but I was expecting it to be bullshit, not that is completely incidental. That's unfortunate as shit. Dowd might be able to get stitched up and come back out, but Protas is going to concussion protocol. He's got to be. And I just froze up again. Let me see if I can figure something out with this. We got to restart the feed. That's not the one. That's the guy. 1:10 left in the period. Is there going to be... Oh, come on. They're going to be cleaning up the ice for a second. As soon as I get a feed working, I'll look at the other scores. What the fuck just happened? Hang on, let me see. I gotta try and reset all of this shit real quick. I don't know if that just did something, but unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get my feedback. With a minute left, I'm hoping not that I want it, but I'm hoping they're taking a minute to clean the blood off the ice so that I can get shit back. All right, we're back. A minute and 1 second to go. All right, real quick check. 4 votes, 75% on the nice by 1 and 25%. 1 vote for the Caps by 2. We'll see how that goes at the start, or how that's sitting a couple minutes into the third. Tom Wilson down the other way into the Vegas zone. Leaves it for Dubois. His pass picked off by Eichel. 2-on-1 with Stone. Stops up, shoots, and Logan Thompson beats Jack Eichel. Why are you going low against Logan Thompson? Why are you going pads against Logan Thompson? That is just stupid, dude. Good grief. Well, Washington stopped trying to get back in the other way. Hannafin down at his own baseline, works it out to the middle of the Vegas zone. And with 18 seconds, Vegas is going to try to set up. Dorofeyev gets it to the high dot. Howden gets whacked at. But the puck gets stopped. 4.5 seconds to go in the first. Vegas will have a face-off and a little quick shot opportunity. Nah, that wasn't much of a whack. Dude, see, like, he didn't even... Eichel didn't he won the battle. He gets all that time, and he puts it that far off the ice, aiming at the left pad. How do you keep it on the ice against Logan Thompson? Like, he didn't even try to go 5-hole. He was trying to beat him to the post. Vegas lose the face-off. We're into the first intermission. Unbelievable, man. That's the kind of stuff when they say, man, our leaders really need to step up and start doing something. That's the kind of shit we're talking about. Take a quick look at a summary. We'll take a quick look at the other games, and then I'll run and chill out. Dude, we have 73. We have 11 of the 15 faceoffs we've won. Shots are 12-6, Golden Knights. No penalties. Hits are 8-4, Capitals. Block shots are 4 apiece. 7 giveaways for the Cavs, 5 for the Golden Knights, 3 takeaways for the Cavs, 1 for the Golden Knights. Unfucking believable, dude. And the Mammoth are up 5-2 over the Kings, and the Flames are up 4-1 over the Canucks. I'm gonna go do the thing, guys. We'll see you at intermission. Hopefully we get a little bit of a turnaround from all sides, because this has just been rough. See you guys shortly. All right, let's see if we can get this feed fixed because it just took a shit on me again. Why? I need to get that. I actually do need to get that set up. I already screw up enough with the high keys, but I need to get that why on a button. Either that or just get a bite that says, guys, what the fuck are we doing? It would save me a lot of talking. All right, Mammoth up 5-2, 6:53 to go in the third. Ooh, a turnover in the Mammoth zone. Quick shot from the high dot. Goes wide of the net. Big pressure down low. Keens get it up to Anderson at the low point. Across the blue line to Doughty. Doughty gets it to Panarin. Back to Doughty at the low point. Tries to get it down the low wall. Mammoth cuts it off and sends it back into the LA zone. Kings already have an empty net. 6:20 to go in the third. Back behind the net, Kopitar keeps it working to Kempe. Tries to go back down to Kopitar, but the Mammoth come away with it, trying to poke it up ahead into the empty net. 6-2 with 6 minutes to go. We got over that game real quick, didn't we? Check in on the Flames in Calgary against Vancouver. I turn on the fucking feed to there's gonna be mistakes made with a close-up of the line judge. Again, if you want to see dog shit refereeing, check out the Dallas Pittsburgh game from today. Yeah, I don't think Vancouver's digging themselves out of this one. They hit the halfway point. I'm just realizing I've got to learn their names for the next game, and I don't know a single fucking player for Vancouver. The last player I remember from Vancouver were the Sandine brothers. At least one, if not both of the Sandine brothers, right? Yeah, so that game's going about as well as I expected it to be going. See, we go back to our feed here. We'll check in to see how much longer we have of intermission and take a look at the games. Take another look at the game. So 37 seconds till we get back to it. We checked on the other two live games. So again, busy day today. Senators lose to the Lightning in Tampa 4-2. Panthers go down to the Islanders in New York 5-2. Oilers over the Ducks in Edmonton 4-2. Bruins over the Wild 6-3 in Boston. Stars over the Peds in Pittsburgh 6-3. But again, watch that game, dude. Holy hell. One of the goals came after Bischel literally ripped the stick out of Carlson's hand, threw it up the ice, then went to the blue line and scored. And it happened directly in front of the ref. How there's no way that, like, I had to turn it off because I was like, all right, I'm getting pissed. And like I said, I don't really care about either team. Hurricanes over the Devils 5-2 in Carolina. Sharks over the Blue Jackets 3-2 in Columbus. Sabres over the Kraken 3-2 in a shootout in Buffalo. Blues over the Maple Leafs 5-1 in St. Louis. Canadians beat the Predators in Nashville 4-1. Jets over the Avalanche in Colorado 4-2. I actually wish that I hopped on for that game because I was not expecting that. Flyer, was it an empty net to make it 4? Yes, it was. And the Flyers over the Red Wings. Again, Philly just coming out of nowhere with some of these wins. 5-3 over Detroit. Again, we get a look at the replay of Eichel making an incredible move to clear space where it's heads up with him and Logan Thompson from dream distance. And he throws it 2 inches off the ground at his pad instead of trying to go corner, even trying to go 5-hole. He tried to go to the pipe, keeping it on the ice against Logan Thompson. Like, dude has one weakness. It's over his shoulders. If you beat him over the shoulders at once or twice, then you start opening up the pipe and you start opening up the 5-hole. But his weakness is right past his ears. Please don't lose this stream. Trying to get some that's working. You go to this game and it's a gray screen, so I can't see anything. That's a gray screen. That's a gray screen. Okay, so what is going on right now? Trying to get back to it. Hang on, guys. I'm trying. We should be back to hockey, but there we go. Looks like it's going to be Eichel on the dot against Dubois. And Eichel wins it. Vegas is now 12 for 16 on the faceoffs. Vegas gets out of their own zone, sends it on down to Logan Thompson, who makes the pass up the ice, a quick turn and shot down the ice for the Caps. And 17 seconds in, we have an icing. Face off coming in front of Logan Thompson. I miss being in that arena. It's been a while. All right, Eichel and Dubois, the same lines, are on the ice. To the left of Thompson, Eichel wins again to the low point across the blue line. Work down the boards to Eichel. He lets it go to Stone behind the net. He beats Fairbury to work it up, and Eichel tries to collect it from behind the net, makes a move towards the corner, going against Dubois. Dubois is just all over him. Turnover to Barbashev. Good stick by Sordiff to keep him from getting a shot off. Anderson from the low point gets it back the other way, but onto a capital stick. And now Dubois works it up the low boards. Vegas stays in to apply some pressure. Anderson pinching down. Puck comes all the way back to Theodore. A quick pass up ahead, just onside, and sent into the low corner. Eichel there first, back to the point. McNabb to Theodore, shoots. High shot glove by LT. Face off again in the Capital zone. Shots are 14-6. Vegas scores 1-0 Capitals. That's Dubois just absolutely beat Eichel. However, desperation attempt gets the puck right out front to Barbashev, and the sticks from Washington are just too quick to get him, to let him get a shot off. All right, to the left of LT, Caps win that one. Marner loses the Sordiff, sent all the way down to the Vegas blue line. Leonard working down the low board, spins Marner around, gets a shot off, pad save. Aiden Hill, shot from outside the top circle, puck to the low boards. Chikrin collects, tries to get it down into the corner and does. And there's a delayed penalty, and now Vegas is going to the box. Dude, why? I don't understand why my feed keeps freezing. Everything else is great except this. Once again, outshooting the opponent, no goals. Exactly. Not even great opportunities. All right, let me see if there's something like what's happening right now with this. No, that feed's grayed out. I just can't get a working feed of the game, man. It works for a minute and then it completely shits out on me. See if I can just get something going. I'm going to be way behind. Hang on. Shot by Washington off the Vegas stick into the low corner. Little fight for it, gets below the net into the high point. Hudson gets it to the top of the low circle, sort of to the baseline. Cut towards the net, pass made, and Capitals. Sordif shoots and scores 23 seconds into the power play. I have no idea what the penalty was. Lazon's bleeding on his lips, so I'm curious what happened there. I'm looking for Lazon. Yeah, see, I need to see what happened right there because McMichael makes the play after apparently smacking Lazon in the face. All right, now show us what happened to Lazon. All right, show us what happened then. Of course, they're not going to. All right. Trying to catch back up. Because this feed's over a minute behind. I can't deal with that. It's a stress-free April driven. That's what I'm saying, man. It would be stress-free as if the feed would work so that I can watch the game. There we go. Like, but dude, Lazon catches a high stick behind the net. Nah, why would we want? Nah. I'm going to hit it for, like, Stone picks off a pass through neutral, gets it to Eichel just across the line, back behind the net. Sandin gets it to the corner. You should have known that. McNabb goes offsides. All right, yeah, let's see what happened now. I don't know what Lazon is bitching about. Guy has the right to make a play. That's up to Lazon not to skate into his elbow. I can't be mad at that one. Is what it is. Just over 3 minutes gone. Puck into the Capital zone off the low boards. McMichael trying to get it up the wall. Battle behind the net. Sandin just absolutely abuses Mark Stone, and they actually call a penalty. Vegas to the power play.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah, Stone trying to... Stone might have gotten a little cheeky there. I'm not going to lie to you. Stone kind of put his arm in the middle there. Jets 3 points back, but Nashville and Kings play each other twice. Yeah, that's definitely leaning in favor of Nashville. But, dude, Jets beating the Avalanche in Colorado. Shout out to them. Let's go, Vegas. I love it. Wait. Nah, wrong one. Wrong. Shit. Dorofeyev shoots fought off by the blocker of LT, and it's out of play. I've got to change something. Okay. We'll do that. I have to rename those little clips because my bad. That's the second time I've triggered the goal sound with no Vegas goal. Bad llama. Face off win for Eichel up at the low point. He makes a couple of moves, eventually leaves the puck back for Marner to whiff on. And now Caps are going to get it into the Vegas zone. Wilson throws it back into Washington territory, and now the Caps are going to play catch with our power play puck. Yay, they eventually dump it down. And Marner collects. Ahead to Eichel with speed. Leaves it for Stoney in a weak drop pass. And Capitals clear it right back down. 60 seconds to go on the power play. Shots are 14-8 Vegas. Back into the Cap zone. Through the legs goes Hurdle. I like it. Into the high corner. Marner circles back. Still holding on to it. Top of the high circle. I can't see the number. Marner takes it back. Top of the low circle. Down the boards to Dorofeyev. He'll circle to the top. Get it baseline. Trying to go middle, but I can't see who it is. Lays down, and Van Riemsdyk ends up taking it up his shorts. Again. Good job to get it baseline, but Van Riemsdyk reads the play all the way, just lays down, and it ends up going up his shorts. "25 seconds on the power play." The now says the NBA. I need to do that. There's a bunch of stuff I need to add to this. Unfortunately, a lot of the audio is just dog shit. So a lot of the things I want to do, I can't find. From the high corner, trying to feed it across the baseline into Washington skates, pass down to Howden, back to the blue line. Low baseline, out to the front, and Sissons whiffs on his shot. Back to Sissons. He tries to get it to the center of the ice. No going, and we are back to full strength hockey. LT settles it into the low corner for Ferravari. And the pass to the high boards back to Ferravari, and he'll make the pass backwards behind his own net. All the way up to Dubois. He takes it into the Vegas zone, trying to pass it across to Sordiff, but it's a Vegas take the other way. Down, back, all stitched up. Shot from the top of the high circle. Down, making the pass to Hannafin, who puts the shot on. Good to see number 26 back on the ice. Again, he had his eye busted open. Dude, LT got better up high glove side. I'll give him that. He's made a couple of good saves. Time to hit him on the blocker side. I said I love LT, but he's always been weak up high. Apparently today he wants to stand on his fucking head. Go figure. But it is what it is, dude. We cannot score. Like, LT's going to stand on his head when he comes back to Vegas. If you don't know, now you know. Sorry, I am totally distracted by this Taco Bell commercial. It's crazy that they advertise that shit for $3 or less when it used to be like 47 cents a taco. Like, bro, I remember like four of us in high school, bunch of big boys. We went to Taco Bell, bought like $52 worth of food and smashed it. And it was literally a mountain on the table. Now the deal that was 12 tacos for like $12 is 12 tacos for $20. Shame. I got a Crunchwrap Supreme a couple of days ago. I thought they forgot to put meat in it. Yeah, dude. Ovi just setting records all day. And it's one thing I will say about Ovechkin, because again, I reignited my love for hockey right in the middle of the Crosby Ovechkin who's better debate. Ovechkin is absolutely a goal scorer, clearly. But Crosby will always be the better hockey player. Down into the high corner, Vegas is just getting abused, dude. The Capitals are kicking the shit out of them cleanly, like nothing abusive. I call it abuse because they're kicking the shit out of them, but it's nothing dirty. It's just a complete lack of physicality from Vegas. Riley Smith just avoided a big shot from Bevelier. Puck comes back out through neutral, and I lost my feet again, apparently. Let's see if it picks back up. I am struggling with technology at the moment. I watched 4 games today. Not a single problem with the feeds cutting out. Give me a minute. All right, let's see. Shot goes in. Shot goes off the post. Shot goes in the net. Vegas is down 3-0. Thank goodness I was able to refresh my feed and get back to this game. That's, dude, it's still fucking up. I might have to try another feed and hope I get lucky. I have no idea what the hell the problem is. I'd like to agree with you, but I have no idea what the fuck the goal looked like, so let's see if I can get lucky and pull a feed out of my ass somewhere. That's somewhat close to real time. At it. LT, this needs to be Hill's last game. Schmidt Art should start remainder of season playoffs. I mean, Schmidt's gonna be I love it, Kier Schmidt. We'll see. Down in AHL, Carl Lindbaum is 12-0-1. I wouldn't mind seeing him play. Carter Hart should be back soon. He was finally practicing with the team. We'll see. Bevelier makes the pass to Sordiff, who enters the Vegas zone, trailing down the high side of the boards, trying to go out to the middle. And off a stick into the low corner. Vegas takes the puck back. Theodore working up the ice. Marner crosses into the Capitals territory on the low side. Theodore pinches it down, gets it to Marner, and can't get it back to Theodore. Bevelier heads the other way through neutral and dumps it back behind Hill as the Caps go for a change. But no, like, everybody in the world by now knows my feelings on Aiden Hill. Thank you for your service. Enjoy the rest of your career. Go where you want to go because I just don't fucking want you here anymore. And again, I've given him a lot more grace over the last couple weeks than most people have because I understand how shit our defense is, and a lot comes from, the 3 goals and 3 shots. Maybe you blame one on him, but not all 3. Quick shot from Cole Smith hits a skate and it goes into the corner. But like with these goals, you got some blame on Aiden Hill. Colasar puts one on net, fought off by LT across the blue line, down the low boards. Dowd back behind the net, just looking for space, and his pass goes off the stick that was sitting in front of him from the time he was behind the net. Aiden Hill goes straight up the low boards, and Dowd goes right back in. LT makes the pass up the high wall, and the Capitals take the high road out, swatted out in the neutral. It's going to be a delayed offside for a moment. Theodore collects, makes the pass up, and Colasar collects onto the high side. Riley Smith walks in, back to Colasar, but everybody's handcuffed. Everybody's getting handcuffed, dude. They're just not creating space on the entry. Everybody's going to the set. What was the penalty? I need to know what. Wait. A high stick? I definitely missed it. That's on me. But I like if Vegas literally, yeah, let me see here. They smacked him on the back of the head with the stick after pushing off on him. Unbelievable. That was absolutely a high stick. It was the correct call. Oh, Caps to the power play. Oh my goodness. Oh, wrong button. Hang on. Anderson picks off the puck, tosses it into the Capital zone. Holy shit, dude. Like I said, if Vegas literally shot themselves in the foot, I would think better of their decision making. That's kind of where we're at. Little shove to McMichael, drops him to the ice. Caps lose it. LT's going to make a pass to a wide open Ovechkin, and they're going to call Ovechkin offsides. I actually can't believe it. I'm going to want to see this. I want to see this because it's an offensive zone change. I think the ref pointed at the bench. Oh, yep. Busted on the high side. You can see him try and sneak back over the blue line into neutral. Whoever came out on the change came out in the offensive zone and tried to make it back to the blue line, but didn't get there. All right, well, now my stream's completely crashed to shit. That's cool. Hopefully that recovers. I'm just having a technology issue right now. Leonard goes back behind his own net to Chikrin. And there he goes. There must be internet issues going on because this just doesn't happen the way it's been happening tonight. We've had it happen before, but this is like bad. Turnover. Dowd collects. He shoots and he scores. Sorry guys, I hate that I'm bitching and moaning, but I'm trying to watch and it's getting hard. Tom Wilson leaves it for Leonard. Nick Dowd just steals the puck and drills one home on LT off the low dot, and he beats him blocker side. What just happened? Dude, it froze again. All of a sudden, they're celebrating again. What just happened? Oh my goodness. Anderson just goes in, dances through Ovechkin, dances through Hudson, dances through Sordiff, and buries one on LT. And Vegas is now down 1 goal on a Washington power play. We'll announce those in a second. I mean, okay. I really hope this stays exactly how it is for the rest of this. We are back to full strength hockey. Scoring for your Golden Knights with his 5th of the season. Number 20, and a shorthanded goal. Number 26, Nick Dowd. Oh, man. And scoring for your Golden Knights with his 14th of the season and a shorthanded goal. Number 4, Rasmus Anderson with an assist from number 9, Jack Eichel. Okay, what is... Okay, apparently I can't watch that stream because as soon as I do, all my green bars go to red. So that's not good. Can't watch this one because it's a gray screen. Can't watch this one because it keeps freezing. We're just going to keep hoping for the best here. This is the most butchered stream that we've had in like a week. So hopefully something figures itself out here soon. 7:27 to go in the second. Shots are 17-9 in favor of the Golden Knights. That's just cracking me up. I feel my dad's like, we went from down 3 to down 1 because the Capitals got a power play. Dig it. Oh. I'm at the point of fucking hope right now. That's about all we got. Let's hope this feed decides to keep it together. Just, dude, Nick Dowd making a great play on Leonard after the drop pass from Tom Wilson, and he goes absolutely nuts. And then Anderson takes a pass up the middle. I don't know what Hudson was doing. That was such like if I'm a Cavs fan, I'm pissed. That was such a that was a Shea Theodore effort. Dude, Dowd's all stitched up, fucking screaming. You gotta love it. Face off to the right of Thompson. Won by the Caps. Good stick by Barbashev. Stops the puck at the blue line. Caps send it all the way down for an icing. Yeah, I said that was a wild collision. I think Dowd was expecting Protus to stand up, and I don't think he realized that Lazon kind of had a hand on Protus's back. So like the moment, everything was leaning forward. He didn't really have that opportunity. Puck back out into neutral. 7 minutes left in the period. Barbashev tries to set it off the low boards to the blue line. Anderson got hit way late. Stoney into the zone. Gets it to Eichel. He's chopped up trying to get to the zone or to the crease. Eventually, Capital Stick knocks it away. Lazon trying to work it through the center. Puck comes to Anderson. Quick shot. Stop. Second shot by Eichel. Score. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Two of them came on a Capitals power play. You got two shorties and a 5-on-5. Puck just like Anderson shoots. Puck comes right out to the middle to Jack Eichel, and he buries it. Scoring for your Golden Knights with his 25th of the season, number 9, Jack Eichel, with an assist from number 4, Rasmus Anderson, and a secondary assist from number 5, Jeremy Lazan. All right. Battle for the puck in the Capital zone, kept in at the high point by McNabb, worked across the ice to Marner, trying to pass it up ahead through the skates of Leonard, but he'll take it all the way in deep to the Vegas zone before getting crunched by Braden McNabb. Puck all the way back out to Chikrin. Make a quick move on Dorofeev and into the zone. Chasing down the puck, he was expecting Bavelier to streak in. Strom gets to it in the low corner and will send it out. Foot race between Cole Smith and Bavelier. Smith gets there first. Sorry, that's Van Riemsdyk. Into the low corner. Vegas takes it away to the middle of the ice, to the high point, towards the net. Logan Thompson stops it, but can't cover it. Kept in at the blue line. Keegan Colasar is going to the box for a tripping. Holy shit, we just tie it? Yep, Jonathan. Yes, sir. Dude, it was... You'll never believe this, all right? Okay, so we're down 3-0, right? And then the Capitals get a power play, right? And then we score 2 goals while the Capitals are on that power play. It was incredible, dude. So Nick Dowd makes a Nick Dowd is pressuring. Tom Wilson passes it to Leonard right in front of the Capitals crease, and he gets a stick on it, recovers the puck on the dot, nails it just over the left blocker of Logan Thompson. Then let's see, 25 seconds later, Rasmus Anderson catches a pass on the middle dot, like right in the center of the ice. Walks past Ovechkin, Sandin, and Hudson. Just walks right through him. Little dance move on Logan Thompson. LT ends up flat on his stomach. Anderson buries it. And then 2 minutes and 15 seconds later, Anderson puts a shot on net, and puck comes right back out to the middle of the ice to Jack Eichel, and he beats LT. And in less than 3 minutes, the Golden Knights have gone from a 3 in the second period. That's the part I can't believe right now. In the second period, we have scored 3 goals. That's unbelievable. Real quick check in on the poll. 12 votes, 50%. Knights by 1, 17 for Caps by 1, 8 for Knights by 2 or more. I didn't know they were showing the replay for the trip. And then 25% for Caps by 2 or more. We'll give it like a couple minutes into the third period, see where that ends up. For now, 5:11 to go in the second. 2 minutes on the Washington power play. And they win it in the zone. Ovechkin down the wall, back to Ovechkin, back down the wall, behind the net. To the high dot baseline, close shot for, I can't see who that is, McMichael, stopped by Hill. Hannafin's able to backhand it out. Now Sissons has a run, one-on-one, low dot, cuts to the middle, backhand, stopped by Logan Thompson. Capitals recover, and Strome will start working it out. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Marner probably should have just gotten called for a tripping right there. That was very lucky he did not. I would be pissed as a Caps fan. Sort it back the other way. Fighting against Cole Smith and goes down. Vegas able to send it back to LT. 4 1/4 to go in the second. Just over 60 seconds on the man advantage. Cole Smith and Nick Dowd going in heavy. And they get the puck back behind the net. Dubois skating it out. Into neutral. Red line slinging it in. Hilly can't slow it down. Set on the high dot. Slow roller on the ice to Hill. He kicks it to the corner. Wilson sends it around to Dubois behind the net. Trying to backhand it to Leonard. It's knocked away. Up to the blue line. Chikrin with the shot. Hits a body out front. And now Eichel's going to toss it ahead for Stone to chase down. 30 seconds on the man advantage. Chikrin from behind his own net. Under pressure, gets it away from the stick of Howden. Just into the Vegas zone, but Hannafin clears it back down. Howden now fighting for the puck. In the Cap zone, Washington will come away with it. 5 seconds left on the man advantage. Dubois across the red line. Into the zone on the low boards. Out to the middle. Misses everybody off the high wall. Van Riemsdyk gets it deep, and Kolasar is out of the box. 3 minutes in the period. Chikrin cuts off the breaking pass to Kolasar. Air mails it to Aiden Hill, sets it for Anderson, up to Kolasar. He'll hit the blue line and toss it in behind Logan Thompson. Roy working up the high boards, gets it out. And Theodore is back first under heavy pressure from LaPierre. Able to turn up and buy some space. 2.5 to go in the period. As Vegas tries to leave their zone, Marner puts it backwards towards Theodore, and he'll go up the center of the ice to the red line and in. It's to the high corner. Little battle for the puck with Dowd and Roy, and it comes back behind the net. Van Riemsdyk will have plenty of space to clear it into neutral. Misses the pass. They're going to say no ice. They're going to say he didn't miss the pass. I don't know about that. but Vegas will take control at the top of their zone and immediately lose it on a pass off the boards. Bavelier with the pass from Wilson cannot connect. Fed back to the middle for Strome. Comes up to the blue line. Ferraveri misses wide. And the Capitals go on a quick 3-shot attempt, but go nowhere from the high point down the wall. Cycling back up, dumped into the corner. Behind the net, Wilson sends it to the low point. Ferraveri back to Wilson, shooting from the top of the low circle. He loses his stick as the puck is knocked away and out of the zone. Sandin gets it down to Aiden Hill, and Shea Theodore, with a minute and a quarter to go, will make the pass up the low boards to Stoney. Into the zone, back to Eichel, across, looking for Barbashev. Barbashev was a step too far ahead. And now Sordiff comes attacking the other way against Lazon. Behind Hill. Into the corner. Lazon, good work against Sordiff. Puck comes out. Delayed offsides. I guess they didn't touch up. I was waiting for it, but McMichael staying on the pressure. However, the offsides is called. 50.8 seconds to go in the second period. Didn't see the shots. Let me double check real quick. Shots are 21-11 in favor of the Golden Knights. And again, we scored 3 goals in less than 3 minutes. Vegas takes the face-off in neutral. Up ahead, Marner gets slowed down. Quick shot. Misses the net. Good opportunity. He didn't really get tripped, but he got slowed down enough to where it took some momentum from him. Anderson back down ahead of Dubois. Works it up to low boards, and Dorofeyev gets out of the zone. 30 seconds on the clock. Brought in by Marner. Good control. Trying to work it up to the middle. It's loose in front. And Thompson covers it up. 20.8 seconds in the second. Yeah, like he definitely, he hit the pipe. I thought he went well high, but he went high glove side and hit the pipe. Like I said, I was not a big fan. I wasn't hating on him, but I wasn't the biggest fan. Ever since the Olympics, he has come back a different skater, and I've got a lot more respect for his game now. Face off to the left of LT. Hudson puts it off the backboards. It's up, not out. And now it's out. No, it's not. Kept in on the high side. Howden shoots, puts it off Logan Thompson. And we got a delayed penalty finally. So I thought that was Howden, but I think that was down. Oh, Tom Wilson's going to the box. Why were they showing him? Let's see it. Yep, right. It was Cole Smith shooting. Right as he goes to release, he gets slashed and puts it off of LT's blocker. Isaiah, come in, Bigfoot. Okay. Face off to the right of Thompson. I think that's Hurdle on the dot. He wins the face-off. Slow reaction. Eichel gets there, puts it on net, hits a body right in front. I think Ferraveri took the brunt of that shot. And we go to second intermission. So let's check out. I think Calgary and Vancouver is the only other game going right now, unfortunately. And it's 6-2 Calgary, which it absolutely should be. So let's see what else. See if we can find something else going on. I don't necessarily want to step away at the moment, but I'm not sure. I said, what a What a moment. I just nothing else to say, man. Go 3-0 to 3-3. Like I said, you got 2 goals shorthanded 24 seconds apart. I think it was something like that. So yeah, less than 3 minutes to tie it up, and we have the best second period we've had all season. I see Barbashev to have one more shot on goal to hit for 180. Nice, Isaiah. Okay. Well, we're going on the power play. If we get into a late shift, he might show his face, but not likely. Michael and Stoney are doing well with production. Like in the way of producing opportunities, they're doing very well. So it's funny. I talked earlier about rebuilding the 4th line. Our 4th line is best when they're going a man down. Like, no, what do you mean? No, I'm confused. I thought it. I have no doubt that Barbie's going to end up with another shot on goal. Like I said, I was trying to think in the power play, but he usually doesn't show himself too much on the man advantage. Maybe towards the end, but not usually. I wasn't going to, but I decided to go to the gym, so I should get stoned now, and then it'll be more enjoyable in an hour when I go. I wish there was some better hockey on, but like I said, Calgary and Vancouver is, if I had to come up with a game I don't want to watch, it's like nothing against Calgary or Vancouver, because I got feel no disrespect towards the teams other than, God, why would anybody ever want to watch that? Except for my boy White Cloud in Calgary doing some work. So still the dumbest trade. And Rasmus Anderson has started to score. He started to find his rhythm in the Vegas system, but I still, to give White Cloud up for Anderson, I will always be against that trade. Whitey's my boy. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you for doing the play. Appreciate it. You're right. Hey, I appreciate you hanging out, Isaiah. Again, we're going to take a break here during intermission because there's just nothing to talk about. But we'll be back making the calls again. I do appreciate that, though, man. Makes me feel good about being here and doing it. Lot of fun. Actually, I got to use my brain every now and then when I'm doing it. Good little exercise. But yeah, unfortunately, this is the part of the stream that I still have not figured out how to fill the space. Usually there's other games to talk about, but I don't really know how to fill the space right now. So during the intermission break, always say it's a good time to grab a drink, grab something to eat, grab the spouse, have yourself some fun. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes-ish for the start of the 3rd. We're sure as shit not gonna miss this. So I plan by playoffs having some videos to kill time during intermission, because we're gonna be we're here for all the Vegas games. Try to be here for at least one other game a day. Just lately, some of the games have not really been worth watching. And then once playoff starts, it's every single game. Cannot wait. But for now, go ahead and take a break, y'all. We'll be back, like I said, in like 7 to 10 minutes on average. Go with that. See you guys shortly. I'm gonna be honest, man. Sometimes some of this music with the eagle flying, it does all right. Some of the I'm kind of got lucky and found a couple of the free YouTube music that doesn't get me hit for copyright. Real quick on the poll, even though it just popped up on the screen. 13 votes, 46% for the Knights by 1. 31% for the Caps by 2 or more. 15 for the Caps by 1 and 8% for the Knights by 2 or more. Oh, I guess the numbers didn't pop up. But still more favorable for the Knights to pull off the come from behind win. And Vegas just out of nowhere turns it up, down 3-0 at home. Go on the penalty kill and started off with 2 goals within 24 seconds. Something like that. And then a minute later, Anderson drops one off of LT. And Eichel picks up the rebound and just buries it. You gotta love it, man. The Knights decided to show up in the second period. Who'd have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Of course, my dad, every time, man, is I'm not watching this shit. Turns it off. We start winning. He's like, as soon as I stop watching, man. And I'm the same way. Like, that's why the stream kind of locks me into watching when we suck, because I want to turn it off, because I'm like, nah, the bad juju, I've got to be contributing. But while we still have a couple of minutes waiting for intermission, take a quick check on how much longer. Oh, it's just about to come back. So tomorrow we actually do have some games. Not sure if any of them are going to be overly exciting. The Canadians and the Hurricanes at 2 o'clock would probably be the one. So go live. We'll go live early, 2 p.m. Not sure if we will. Again, just Stars, Flyers, Blackhawks, Devils, Bruins, Blue Jackets, Canadians, Hurricanes, you know, Predators, Lightning. That's a game to watch, but not for the hockey. And then Panthers and the Rangers. And then on Monday, we play Vancouver, 7 p.m. So Garrett maybe stream tomorrow. Guaranteed stream 7 p.m. on Monday. And not a whole lot of games going on there either. See, Dallas and Boston might be interesting to watch. Ottawa and Florida is probably going to be entertaining. Those are games on Tuesday. Red Wings and the Pens. Say Tuesday's got some games worth watching. Like I said, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully, Vegas is typically best in the third period. Hopefully, we hold it together. Make sure everything's set to go. All right, minute 53. First power play did not account for anything. Washington did score on the power play, but we got them back with 2 shorties. 43 shot attempts, 22 made it to the net. It's 18 chances, but I mean, that seems high. Like, we've had some really good chances on top of our goals, but that still seems high. All right. Pavelier wins the face-off against Turtle into the cap zone, and it is swung all the way down to Aiden Hill. Minute 45 on the man advantage. Eichel collecting from behind the net. Gives it to Marner. He starts up the ice, leaves it back for Eichel. And into the zone go the Knights down the low wall. Leaving it back to Marner. They'll take it back towards the blue line. High dot to Dorofeyev. Back to Marner. Quick shot and score! Mitch Marner. On the power play from the blue line, 31 seconds into the third, puts Vegas in the lead. Scoring for your Golden Knights with his 20th of the season and a power play goal. Number 93, Mitch Marner. With an assist from number 16, Pavel Dorofeyev. And a secondary assist from number 9, Jack Eichel. Let's go, baby. Puck back into neutral. Anderson gets rubbed out of the play, but gets it in deep. Capitals take control. Dorofeyev with a good stick. He tosses it back down behind Logan Thompson into the corner. Van Riemsdyk versus Howden. Gets it to Marner. Quick shot from the blue line. Tipped by Dorofeyev, but it goes wide. Ovechkin collects it behind the net. Dorofeyev steps in front of him. Marner took a little bump from Ovi, but catches the puck, trying to work a backhand across the ice from the low dot. I wish he would have shot that puck all the way down. Lazon collects it, and Marner kicks it right back into the zone. A shot from Bavelier gets fought off by Hill, stays in play. And now Marner on the high boards. Kicks it over to Lazon. Dude, guys are falling all over the ice, nowhere near anybody. Dowd tries to work it up to the point, but the Knights were missing a defenseman. 2 minutes gone in the third. Shots at 23-11. Golden Knights. Hudson collects on the high dot, hits Leonard through neutral. Leonard tosses it into Hill, who knocks it away to Theodore. Theodore makes it up and out of the zone. Dowd up to Smith. Into the corner. Roy gets there first. Back behind the net. Kolasar goes down. McNabb takes the puck down to Kolasar. Cannot control it. Good stick by Hudson. Up the low wall. Dowd fighting for it against Leonard. And Sordiff. Cole Smith comes away with it into the corner. Goes all the way around to the high point. Knocked back down into the corner. Roy and Kolasar. Back up the boards, and Theodore skates the blue line, but he's forced out. Everybody gets some fresh legs. McNabb hits the red line and tosses it in. I thought Riley Smith was a little offsides, but we'll see how that plays out. To the high corner, or high point. Hanifin tries to go down the boards. Barbashev that's Hurdle. Can't find the puck. He eventually does. Gets it into the corner for Riley Smith. Sandin just blasts Riley. Puck works to the point. Shot comes in. It's deflected, but goes wide. Riley Smith kicking it to the center of the ice. It is collected by LaPierre and sent the other way. Sissons at the top of his own circle. Okay, a little catch from neutral. Back into the zone. Sent into Capitals territory. Tapped in so Vegas can get a change. Just over 3.5 gone in the third. Van Riemsdyk from his own blue line goes to Tom Wilson on the low boards. A couple passes, and they're into the Vegas zone. Lazon tries to work it out, but is kept in at the blue line. Shot goes well wide into the high corner. Loose puck, and eventually Mark Stone comes away with it. He has Eichel with speed, trying to work it through the skates of the man in front of him. It's a bad turnover. McNabb, good defense coming back the other way, making the call out to Anderson to go for the puck handler while McNabb read that pass beautifully. Stone back the other way, gets it to Barbashev, and it's fought off by Logan Thompson. That should count as your shot on goal, as a delayed penalty, as Barbashev has his stick knocked away. Pass over to the top of the high circle by Stone. Big shot. Puck goes up and out of play. Yeah, I'm not sure. I got to see what happened to Barbashev. He's showing blood. He's got blood on his fingertips. Strome's going to the box. We'll see if it'll be a 4-minute. That should, like I said, Isaiah, that should. Make sure. Double check and see if it hits, but that should count. We just hit 180. Attaboy. There you go. I thought so, brother. I thought so. Good shit. Oh, yeah. Strome, high sticks, Barbashev. Simple play, just trying to make a play. Nope, Barbashev did not help him whatsoever. If that happens, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. Four-minute double minor. Now we have to score on the power play. Where is it? Where is it?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Dude, that is hilarious. I mean, we've seen it in hockey before, but as Anderson was coming back on defense that last attack, Barbashev used his stick on his ass to shove him forward. Hurdle wins the faceoff. Vegas recovers, trying to get to the high dot for Dorofeyev, but the puck ends up in the corner. Hurdle, Stoney fighting against Faravari. Dude, somebody just tripped Stone. We're not going to worry about that penalty, and then just keeps laying on him. Eichel going across. It's already a 4-minute double. Why make it a 5-on-3? Dorofeyev has to take it back into neutral. Marner immediately works it back to Eichel, and they're going to call an offsides. All right, we've hit 17 votes. Knights by 1, still leading, but we got a tie that either team is going to get a 2+. On it, like, I would not have thought that we would score 4 goals against LT, let alone 3 in less than 3 minutes. All right. Vegas almost catches. Stone almost walked offside as Eichel danced, but now Eichel enters on the low side. Looking for somewhere to go. Gets it up to the low point. Marner right back down in the middle. Back to Marner. Hurdle from the top dot goes wide, and the puck is sent all the way down the hill. Marner collects in front of his own crease. 60 seconds gone on the double minor. Hurdle to the high side. Stoney's in. Back to the point. Marner hits Eichel on the low wall. Everybody's in position. Stone to Hurdle, trying to go across to Dorofeyev. Good position play by the Caps. That gets picked off and sent back down. Here we go, fresh legs. Barbashev works into the zone, makes the pass across the ice. Theodore taps it ahead to the corner. And now Barbashev back up to the point. Theodore walks across the blue line, gets it down low on the low board. Shot by Theodore into the skates of Duhamel. Go figure. Pass over to Anderson. I would have liked to see him try for Barbie, or for whoever that was on the top dot. Barbashev gets it towards the net, and then Anderson's going to get called for a slash for knocking the stick out of the dude's hands with 6 seconds to go on the first half of the power of the double minor. Let's see it. Let's see if it's a good call or not. That was 100% the proper call. Good job, refs. Shove it up your ass. Great call. Support your men and women in black and white. Well, I mean, it's just the dudes. But anyway, power play. Well, power play. What the fuck am I even saying? 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then Vegas will get a power play for 6 seconds. I'm confusing myself. Face off to the right of Hilly. Eichel on the dot against McMichael. McMichael wins it. Pass across to the low dot. Sandin cannot gather it up. He actually walks. Oh, that's right. I was thinking they're on a power play. Where can I watch the game on the East Coast? You got to do some random Google searches, man. There's things like streamed dot certain letters that you could probably start typing in and find on Google, or like VIP box might be interesting words. And we got another penalty. We just got a trip on Marner. Yo, what's up, Scott Joe? How you doing, guys? I got to see what just happened. Like, I can't get too on the money, brother, but holy shit. They're just making... Holy, they're blind. So now we'll get a 4-on-3. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. But yeah, Tucker, I can't get too specific, but if you Google certain things that I have said, you know, Stream East, I think is still a thing, but you got to go through Google to find the dot whatevers. YouTube's been a pain in the ass occasionally on stuff like that, so I can't really dive into it, but that's about as much as I can help you out, brother, unfortunately. But it shouldn't be too hard to find. If you Google webcast and possibly NHL in the same search. All right, we're going to hit it with 10. We're going to hit the survey with 10 minutes to go in the period. So far, again, Knights by 1 is taking it. Knights by 2 or Caps by 2, chasing in second. I am very confused as to why that penalty was just a penalty. So I feel like something bad is about to happen, which means the Caps tie it up. If they don't tie it up and we're able to hold them off and we're able to get everything rolling, maybe even score again, 2 shorties on the same power play, less than 30 seconds apart. In that case, then 2+ all day, because if we're up by 1 and they pull Logan Thompson, I have 100% faith in an empty netter. That is an absolutely insane call. That is an absolutely insane call. 4-on-3. Caps win the face-off. Ticker into Ovechkin at the top of the high circle. Passes it in front of the net. Thomas Wilson goes down as he tries to make the play, but Aiden Hill covers it up. Minute 23 to go on the 4-on-3. 12:51 to go in the period. They just took the shot number away from me. Gets taken off his skates. He took himself off. He wasn't touched. Shots at 25-12 in favor of Vegas. Low dot, back out high. Chikrin down to Dubois on the low baseline. They'll skate up to the point. Top of the high circle, Ovechkin back to Dubois, low dot, Chikrin. Tom Wilson's just standing in front of Aiden Hill. Big shot by Ovechkin. Stopped by Hill and cleared by Vegas. All the way back to LT. 50 seconds on the 4-on-3. Right back in comes Chikrin. On the high wall, back to the point. Ovechkin goes back to his spot. The dot on the right of the goalie. Dubois shoots, but hits the skates of the man in front of him. Chikrin's able to keep it in at the low point. Over to Ovechkin on the high dot. Quick shot, misses the net wide. Dubois now on the low dot, cycling to the center of the ice, goes back to the low dot to Chikrin. Chikrin skating to the middle of the ice, goes back to Dubois from the top dot, leaves it for Ovechkin in an awkward spot, but Ovechkin gets there. Back to Chikrin, top of the low circle. Ovechkin on the top dot, shot. That missed it wide, and it's going to go all the way back down to Logan Thompson. 3 seconds to go on the 4-on-3. 4-on-4 for 2 seconds. And now 20-second power play for the Capitals as the puck goes out of play. All right, we're looking good, man. I'm still leaning on the two or more, including an empty net for the Golden Knights. They're giving Braden McNabb a highlight. Like, Braden McNabb has been a favorite defenseman for a long time. As soon as Alec Martinez joined, that was my dude. And then White Cloud. I was so impressed with the way White Cloud was playing the last 18 months. And then White Cloud goes away. At least we still got Martinez retires, White Cloud gets traded. Quick shot from the low dot, and the Capitals have tied it up on a bullshit penalty. Strome just buried Aiden Hill. That was that power play was carryover from the make-believe Marner trip. McMichael just goes down. Again, the officials in professional sports have been absolutely obnoxious. And they just keep getting worse. Dude, you want to see something real bad? Watch the Dallas-Pittsburgh game. It's got some Coronas. Nice. Headed home on the radio tonight. Fuck yeah. Jesus, what's up, buddy? Oh, it's going well, brother. Sounds like yours is... well, damn it, I was going to say as well, but it is also. I actually... the tie just happened after a big comeback and then take the lead for the Knights. Bullshit trip penalty. But it's okay. Knights still going good. I'm headed to the gym and then possibly picking up a couple extra beers for tonight. But no, man, happy your Saturday's going well, brother. Hilly throws it around to the low corner, up the low boards, and there's a battle happening up to the point. Very gets the puck worked down to Hamey behind the net to Dubois, who goes up to the high point. Back around the wall, down low, Sandin loses it, and now Hutton will skate out with it. He's got Dorofeyev in front of him, but he'll dump and change. Wow, we start watching. No shit, dude. That's awesome. Only watch football, college basketball. Now I love hockey. Fuck yeah, dude. Wait till playoffs, brother. If you haven't had a full deep dive into playoff hockey, it's going to blow your mind, dude. It is the best hockey in the world. And they do the first 2 weeks are 4 games a day, every day. And then it's 2 games a day, every day. It's awesome. Legs, no, not legs tonight. Tonight's back and biceps. I did legs. I'm still within my 10-day window. Quick turn and shoot for Leonard as he recovers a puck at the blue line and then out to neutral. Yeah, it's legs. I'm only hitting every 10 days ish. And I've got plenty of time, man. I cooked my legs the last time I went. But no, I had a caught a second win last night. Was able to go get chest and tries done. Tonight's back and buys, a little bit of shoulders, kind of get the upper body working. Chest soreness is just starting to kick in, so that's gonna suck. McNabb works up the low boards, hurdle through neutral, tosses it behind LT. Chikrin there first. Attacking from the other side is Riley Smith, but he can't find the puck. Back up to the low board. Sandine versus Hurdle. Sisson's coming to help out. But the puck breaks into neutral. And Theodore is chasing it down. Hence that one had lots of yeah, hey, use Firefox with a good ad. Make sure you have a good ad blocker or else you're going to get pop-ups. That's just part of it. But VIP box, NHL webcast, stream dot, different things. I don't know what the dot, it's VIP box dot something. That's the one I use. It can't work out if I drive by the gym. Hey, dude, you're giving your eyes and your neck a workout. Maybe even your right hand as you wave goodbye and continue on your journey. You just got to start. Hey, dude, look, instead of buying bottles or cans of beer, buy tall boys. So now you're going from a 12-ounce curl to a 24-ounce curl. That's a pound and a half, dude. You do a couple of thousand of those, and okay, I should think about that. As you're taking a drink, which is what I was doing, clearly. Get that bicep nice and worked out. Get your left hand caught up to your right hand, if you know what I'm saying. Anywho, but yeah, Tucker, always, if you're using anything, to not grab it by the source. Make sure you have either Brave or Firefox or just something that has a good ad blocker on it, or else you're in for a fucking... I should have thought about that, and I sure as shit didn't, sir, so I apologize. Oh, man, this fucking stream just crashed. Oh, no. Oh, that's the wrong one. Dude, I really hope this didn't just happen right now. Come on. Come on. We can watch. You did come on. I'm gonna have to go find a stream that's fucking 4 minutes behind. Hang on a second. I want to say this stream was actually not too bad. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. All right. Hopefully this stream isn't too far behind, but since the other one crashed, we don't have much of a choice. The 20 votes. Are we at 10 minutes left? This site might actually mess with the stream. Hopefully not. Yeah, and I got a 750. All right, I'm in the poll. Nobody's sneaking in when it's already decided. A lot of faith in the Golden Knights. I love it. All right, we're going to dial in. Capitals take it up the high side of the boards, and Roy dumps it in deep. Wilson into the low corner, trying to work back up towards the blue line, makes the pass across. Ferraveri touches it along to the high wall. Back to Ferraveri, shot from the high point, misses. Tom Wilson off the low boards, gets back down deep. And now Barbashev gets it past Dubois. Eichel Hannafin wrapped up with him. Marner overskates the puck, but he's able to swing it out into neutral. Tom Wilson back the other way, hits Dubois, and Dubois goes into his own zone. I'm guessing everybody's getting a change. Roy, all the way up on the low side, blatantly grabbing McNabb's stick, but we won't worry about that. Puck to the middle. Theodore dumps it in. To the low corner, Barbashev working. Stoney touches it, but it comes all the way back through neutral. McNabb can't get it past the skates of Leonard. Eichel goes down. Guess he hit a flat spot in the ice. That's been happening all night. 7 minutes to go in the third. Bavelier gets it in behind Hill. McNabb there first, ahead of Leonard. but Theodore can't work it up the boards, and now we get a high stick. Just a stoppage, no penalty. 6:54 to go in the third. Shots are 26-15. Face off to the right of Aiden Hill. And we are tied up 4-4. It is not, Jesus. We still got just under 7 minutes, brother. Unfortunately, they scored in 20 seconds of a penalty. They called Marner for a tripping. That was one of the most fabricated penalties we've seen in a while. Marner's still bitching to the official. I love it because that dude's a fucking idiot. We had him a couple games. Is this the same Wes McCauley, whatever, K or Key? I got to see real quick. Officials. Justin Key. Or K, whatever his name is. He's right there on the list with Suxmore and McCauley. Down on the low boards, Bavelier backhands it out of his zone over Riley Smith, who chases it down. Strome. Coming up behind him as Riley Smith made an interesting pass decision. Bavelier was all over Lozon. That should be a slash. He literally just slashed him in the ass. He paddled him. Pray for OT. I'm praying for a win, brother, but I feel you. Shot stopped by Hill, goes to the low boards. Wilson across the blue line. Hudson circles back, goes all the way across, leaves it for Tom Wilson, but it goes off the skate of Colasar. Marner, dude, Marner has... I was not a Marner fan until after the Olympics. He has come back like a monster, and I love it. Big shot from Hudson, stopped by Aiden Hill. Caps keep it in, low point. Van Riemsdyk feeds it to the middle. Hudson looking for the shot. He passes instead, stopped way out high. And Cole Smith goes and just puts body on body as Colasar helps him take the puck into neutral. Gun, we absolutely do need the win. It's like a point is good, but a win. Oh, man. We need a win. Little bit of interference there as Sordif runs a pick play. Shot goes well wide, and Leonard eats shit as he tries to make a play on the puck. Marner leaves it at the blue line for Dorofeyev, who skates it in. Dorofeyev working for space, goes down the boards towards Hanifin. Hanifin tries to work it up as Sordif takes it and passes it through neutral. Leonard up high to Ferravari, who gets in the zone and throws it around to the low wall. Sordif there first. He heads back the other way. Dorofeyev cuts that one off and then makes an interesting pass to put it right on Sordif's stick for a shot. Kept in on the high point. We are making very bad decisions in our own zone. Go figure. To the high corner, Howden trying to work it up the boards. Dorofeyev's at least able to get it to where Marner can fight his way and get it to neutral. Hope we get that. I do too, guys. I love it. I love the support for the Knights, baby. Barbashev into the zone across. Shot by Eichel. Puck bounces up front. It's loose. Stoney can't find it, and Ovechkin's going to toss it the other way. You know what? We need some encouragement. And Anderson takes it off sides. Shit. All right, real quick, while they're paused up, anybody who's new or just hanging out for the first time, Golden Knights game, every Golden Knights game will be here. Usually try and do a game every day, but lately the games in between just haven't really been like Ottawa and the New York Rangers. No offense if you're a fan of the teams, but it just doesn't jump out at you. But every Golden Knights game and then a couple other games here and there. Once the playoffs hit, we will be here for every single playoff game. So if you're enjoying hanging out, subbing's the best way because you'll see, if you're scrolling, you should see the thumbnail pop up. Try and just leave it to maybe one more time at the end of the stream. Everybody, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Waiting for them to clean the ice so we can finish off the last 5 minutes or so in Vegas against Washington. Now, it's funny. Monday should not be a good game. Should not be an exciting game. It's Vancouver. I'm more nervous about that game than I was playing the Capitals. I get more nervous playing Vancouver, Chicago, Calgary than playing any other team, because when we lose to those teams, that just fucks up your night, dude. I may end up, dude, it's going to be an even later trip to the gym than I wanted it to be. So I ride an e-bike to the gym. It's the perfect ride, dude. I love it. I always forget to charge my shit, and I always talk myself out of going if I don't ride. I feel like it's cheating if I drive. So I'm like, fuck. I gotta wait for it to get done, but I forgot to plug it in. That is all. Anyway, like that. Hey, big shout out, Scott. It's Scott and Joe. Much love to you guys. They just lose to Vancouver. They lose their playoff spot to the King. Yeah. No, it's going to be bad. All right. Is this muted? It is muted. Off the low boards, out into the middle. Anderson with 3.5 to go. Carries it into the Cap zone. On net, Logan Thompson stops it, and then he'll cover it. Excuse me, 3:26 to go in the third. Shots are 27-17. Let's see. Edmonton wins over Anaheim, so that's big. And then LA lost to Utah. So as much as I hate Edmonton, that works in our favor. Okay, they're showing already. So yeah, we absolutely need to win. We've got just a little bit of space. And that's going to go away so fast. Thankfully, thank goodness our division is such trash. Of course, Edmonton and Anaheim decide to get excited at the end here. Face off to the left of Thompson, won by the Caps. Pass up through neutral. Bavelier couldn't catch it. Theodore goes to Eichel. Eichel goes into the corner. Sandin is there first around the back of the net. Stoney to the point, misses everybody, and McNabb chases it down to his own circles. From behind, Hill goes to Eichel. 3 minutes left on the clock. Pass up ahead to Stone. Barbachette off the low boards. Back to Eichel. Shot and a glove save by Logan Thompson. Logan Thompson has been my favorite goalie since he started with us. And he's still that's my boy, that's my goalie. But I swear to God, if this motherfucker doesn't let something in, now's not the time to be a stud. Face off to the right of Thompson on the low dot. Caps take it and push it out. McMichael works it up, but Anderson, little tap the other way, gets it to Lazon and buys some space. Back to Anderson to Hannafin, down the low board, and Marner tips it in. Picked up by Roy. I don't know if that's Waugh or Roy. I know our Nick Waugh is Waugh, but I don't remember with this dude. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, Fairbury works his way into neutral. Hits the red line and dumps it in. From behind, Hill set up the low boards and knocked out into neutral. Fairbury again tries the same path. McNabb gets there first, and Roy's up at the blue line to stop it. Bavelier across to Ovechkin, shot stopped by Hill. Little battle on the high dot, and Hurdle comes away with it, gives it to McNabb. He skates it to the red line and sends it around the back of Thompson into the high corner. Quick battle for it. Puck's out to the middle. It's a foot race, tap to Ovechkin, and the Caps cleared. McNabb goes right back up the wall towards Sissons and Riley Smith. Sissons chases it against Strome. Up to the high boards. Hurdle makes a move towards the middle. Hits Thompson in the pads. Nobody was expecting that to get to him, but it ends up going wide on the rebound shot. Anderson at the high point. puts it on net, or puts it towards the net, but a good capital stick slows that down. Hill comes way out to play it. That always fucking scares me. And the puck hits somebody on their way into the Vegas bench. So we're coming back to a face-off in the Vegas zone. Riley Smith, man, Hurdle gets it on net without looking. Riley Smith didn't touch it. It hit Chikrin's skate and ends up putting it on the right pad of Logan Thompson. Minute 18 to go in the third. Shots are 28-17. Face off to the right of Hill. Eichel versus Dubois. Eichel wins it. He's been getting better. He's had a good game. McNabb up the boards and out to Barbashev on the low wall, trying to get it forward to Eichel, but he loses it. Back into the Vegas zone. Theodore collects on the high boards. Passes it down low to McNabb, and through neutral, he dumps it in. Nope. A stick sends him back the other way. Delayed offsides as Logan Thompson slows it down. From the high corner, Sandin works it out. And then he'll turn around at his own blue line. And then hit the red line, dump it in on the high boards. All the way down to the low corner. Wilson works it up, but Eichel fighting for the puck. Little battle for it on the boards. McNabb comes away with it and is able to get it up to Barbashev. He tosses it into neutral, but Van Riemsdyk recovers. 25 seconds to go in the period. Shots at 28-17 Vegas. Tied up at 4. Caps on their own circles, playing catch. 15 seconds left. Van Riemsdyk makes the pass across. Caps finally make their entrance into the Vegas zone, but Bellier gets it behind Hill. Leonard gets it to Sordiff, up to the point, nobody home, but the Caps recover, and then Hannafin stops the shot towards the net. We are going to overtime. So, we still have a shot at best case scenario, but worst case scenario is at least out of the picture. So, that's all I got. Yeah, got one. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Take a quick rundown of the scores from earlier as we wait for them to get set up. It's going to take a minute. There were a lot of games. Lightning over the Senators in Tampa 4-2. Islanders over the Panthers in New York 5-2. Oilers over the Ducks in Edmonton 4-2. Bruins over the Wild in Boston 6-3. Stars over the Penguins in Pittsburgh 6-3. But watch that game. The Pittsburgh Penguins got fucked screwed the entire game. It was obnoxious. Hurricanes over the Devils in Carolina 5-2. Sharks over the Blue Jackets in Columbus 3-2. Sabres over the Kraken in a shootout in Buffalo 3-2. Blues over the Maple Leafs in St. Louis 5-1. Canadians over the Predators in Nashville 4-1. Jets, surprising me at least, over the Avalanche in Colorado 4-2. Flyers out of nowhere with the 5-3 win over the Red Wings. Mammoth in Detroit. Mammoth beating the Kings 6-2 in LA, and the Flames in Calgary putting it to the Canucks 7-3. Ooh, the entire game. Dude, sir, I 100% clearly changed my mind about what I said because I'm like trying to stop swearing as much because YouTube apparently doesn't like it for the algorithm and stuff. Dude, they got screwed the entire time. There were like, it was obnoxious. Like, I'm yelling about these penalties. That game was obnoxious. All right, Strome on the dot against Eichel. Sorry, Strome and Eichel. I thought I said Stone for a minute. That confused me. Anyway, Chikrin back behind Logan Thompson. You got Eichel, Theodore, and Stone versus Chikrin. McMichael, who works into the zone on the low boards. and Strome. Strome shot goes wide. Theodore makes the pass to Eichel, but he misses him. Eichel with speed, trying to get the pass towards the middle for Stone. But he couldn't control the puck. Theodore collects it off the high boards back into neutral. 40 seconds gone in overtime. Eichel goes back to Theodore. Back to Eichel right up the middle. Leaves it for Stone. Theodore changes with Anderson. He has it outside. Coming down behind the net, up into the high boards. Pass down to Eichel. He's trying to make a move. Looking, nothing there. Eichel goes back to the blue line. Takes a shot and he hits Sandin right in the skates. Marner recovers Sandin enough to not have steam going the other way. But now the Caps control. Overtime records. Caps 5-9. Golden Knights 8-15. 23 tie. This is the 24th tie of the season. Good Lord. Sort of. Leaves it at the blue line for Hudson. He shoots. Hill makes the save, but can't freeze it. However, his helmet does come off. A minute and a half into overtime. We'll have a stoppage and a face-off in the Vegas zone. Hudson went in with speed, hit Hilly right in the middle of the cage. Like, if Hilly wasn't awake, he is now. Sounds like they finished the game aren't doing their jobs well either, dude. It's been rough. The penalty they called on Marner for tripping was so bad. It's so bad. And they ended up scoring on, like, a whole bunch of shit happened, but then they scored on that man, the last bit of that man advantage to tie it up at 4. And it was a phantom call. Like, for the most part, the calls they were making were like, okay, fine. But they were missing a bunch of shit. And then they made that call, and it was like, all right, dude, what are we even doing? Face off to the right of Hill. Strome on the dot against Eichel. Eichel wins it. Theodore immediately tosses it to Barbashev. Barbashev makes a great move towards the center, leaves it back for Marner, but Marner couldn't handle the puck. Well, I think that's Wilson going back the other way. And 2 minutes gone. Sort of pass to himself just into the zone. Good stick handling to avoid the Knights. But the pass comes back out of the zone. Sordif goes in, low boards. Chikrin cutting across the middle. Shot comes in, fought off by Hill, up and out of play. 2:48 to go in overtime. Gonna win. I'm from the future. Keenan, I like the future you're from. Dope. Get on here. I saw the score. It was 3-0 Caps. Dude, it was awesome. We were down 3-0. We're going into the second period, which is the Knights' worst period. The Caps go on a power play, and we scored 2 shorthanded goals in less than 30 seconds. And then, like, 2 minutes and 15 seconds later, Eichel follows up Anderson's shot and buries one to make it 3-3. It was incredible. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. All right, shots at 28-19. Vegas, 2:48 to go in overtime. Face off to the right of Hill. Caps take it. Chikrin to the blue line. Dragging Marner with them to the high dot. Puck back to the blue line. Dubois got space. Working against Anderson. He loses it. Trying to make an extra cute little move. And Howden gets it back to Marner. Now to Anderson. Going in with speed, makes the pass across to Marner. Anderson gets tied up, stick between the legs. We won't worry about that. Good stick lift on the low side. Bavelier takes the puck, but little stick between the legs never hurt anybody. Shot from the top of the high circle. Hill makes the stop. Puck in the air. Bavelier swings and misses. Holy shit. What an opportunity. Good job on the first one, but that was puck luck that Vegas hasn't seen in a long time to keep that out. Strome gets held up in neutral. Gets the puck to McMichael, who goes across the ice and then back down to Strome. Shot from the low dot. Hilly stops it. It gets behind him and he dives back to cover it. Holy shit. This is why fucking Aiden Hill, dude, he's going to give me a heart attack. I swear to God. It hits him right here, goes straight up, comes down on his shoulder, and then bounces behind him. Holy shit. And then Bavelier, if he just over pursued. Great kick out by Hilly, but man, Bavelier just over pursued. Minute 35 in overtime. Theodore takes the face off from the Vegas zone. Kicks it all the way back, and here comes Jack. In on the high side, past McMichael, cutting to the front of the net. He loses it. And then Eichel loses his stick. Not sure what happened there, if it was tied up with the ref or what. Strome held up high as it's 3-on-2. McMichael was crashing. Now the breakout pass the other way gets cut off by Strome. Back into the Vegas zone. Stoney keeps it on the low boards and he'll skate it out. 60 seconds on the clock. Pass ahead as the change is made. Streaking in. Shot stopped by Logan Thompson. Jesus. Hannafin coming off the bench with a good step. Could not beat LT. For shame. Dude, Eichel cut back. That's a good stick by Sandine. Eichel cut back. Let's see where he lost the stick. Because nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong there. He had a loose grip and he ran into the official. .7 left in overtime. Face off to the right of LT, just waiting for the drop. Howden against Sordiff. And Sordiff's going to win it. Chikrin takes it behind his own net. Looking for a place to go. And we're still waiting. 40 seconds. Finally makes a pass to Sordiff, who goes right back to Logan Thompson. He goes right to Tom Wilson. He goes right back to LT. Finally caps through neutral. Sordiff trying to make a play right at the front of the net. He gets shut down. There's going to be a penalty with 24.9 seconds. His stick is broken in half. So I think this is going to be a hard one to argue, but we'll see in a second here. But it's Hannafin going to the box. I thought it was Marner. There is no reason to be upset. That was a perfectly good call by this otherwise poor official team. He decided to do good. Yay. Our skaters decided not to give 2-on-1 and 3-on-1 breaks the other way. Yay. So did they. Boo. But yeah, Vancouver and Vegas, 7 p.m. on Monday. Maybe here again. If maybe here tomorrow for a game, we'll definitely be here 7 p.m. on Monday for Vegas, Vancouver. Rest of the season, all the Golden Knights games, a couple other games here and there, and then every single playoff game. So for last time tonight, if you sub, when you're scrolling, you'll see the thumbnails. That's the easiest thing. That's the best way to know if we're here or not. Alrighty, face off to the left of Hill. 24.9 seconds to go on a 4-on-3. Strome wins the face off, but Ovechkin can't get to the puck. Back to neutral. 20 seconds to go. Pass to the high board. Strome collects. Looking, top of the high circle. He goes back to the blue line. Over to Ovechkin. Ovechkin has it go off his skate. Now it's Eichel. 1-on-1 with Strome. Looking for help. There's no help. He loses it against Strowman. We are going in to a shootout. Let's see. We'll do. Why is that backwards? Huh. That's not how an S is supposed to look, but I don't feel like fixing it right now, so whatever. Fuck, man. We don't do good in shootouts, but come on, Hilly. I have zero faith in you, brother. Make me look like a piece of shit. I will happily eat my words with a grin. But we need Hilly to pull it off right now. Anytime now, fellas. Let's go. Of course, if you have a feed, we gotta figure out what's happening with the good feed, man. Because the one that's usually like 10 seconds behind has just it bit the dirt. Glad to find one that's been working out though. All right. Strom versus Hilly to start it. Battery still not charged. Vegas run right on, Randy. Strom takes it to the low boards, cuts back to the center, a couple of dekes and a backhand, and it did not go in. He roofs Aiden. Did it go in? Did it get in? I thought he hit the post and it came straight down. No, he did roof. He did nail it. He got it. He got it. I'm going to. Okay. I had hope. Damn it. Anderson looking for a place to go. Off the puck, he goes low boards. Cutting back towards the middle. A couple of dekes. Tries to go 5-hole, and LT shuts him down with ease. Caps score. It's all them. Why Logan Thompson, get heads up. His weakness is his ears. Yeah, just you gotta ignore that. Oh, we just froze, man. I just complimented this feed and we froze. Leonard's up to take the shot. Fuck, man, don't do this right now. Trying to refresh it. Way behind. Let's see if it gets caught up. Dude. It's frozen. I have no idea what the fuck's happening, y'all. Oh, this motherfucker, man. No way. What? I can't find the feed, man. I can't find one that's working. They all completely took a shit. I can't believe that just happened at a shootout. I can't believe this just I can't believe this just happened. Capitals win 5-4 in a shootout. I can't believe we just missed the shootout. I mean, we knew what it was gonna be. I can't believe I just had a full collapse of all my feeds when it came for this fucking shootout. What? Okay. Real brief story. I should say I'm not I can't say I'm not surprised because during the Olympic game, we were here streaming and We were here for every United States game. And then when they scored the golden goal, it cut out. So 5 seconds before the goal and 5 seconds after the goal. Yeah, Trevor, that was kind of fun. It was a trip right up until I couldn't fucking watch the rest of the game, dude. Oh my God, that is so infuriating right now. So as Vegas could have came out on top, hey man, you and me both. Unfortunately, once it hits overtime, dude, that's just a death knell in the Golden Knight coffin. 24 games into overtime out of 73. And 33, a third of our games have gone to overtime. And we've won a third of the games that go to overtime. Weak, pathetic attempts. It just, hey, man, you know what? I'm not going to shit on the guys. I'm really not. I know what to expect in overtime. It is what it is. The rest of the game, like, you can't go down 3-0. Eventually, they're going to learn that. Hey, man, when you go down 3-0 and then you score 3 goals, then you're even. But if you only, you know, if you don't go down 3-0, and then you score 3 goals, well, then maybe you're up 3-0. Like, someone just needs to sit them in a room with, like, with, you know, I can't even come up with a fucking joke right now. I'm so just brain dead at the moment. Just like, guys, when the game starts at 7:30, don't decide to start playing at 8:15. Show up at 7. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen then, fellas? Like, it's just, at least we got a point. Yeah, still a good broadcast. Appreciate you, man. It was, dude, these games are awesome. Like, I play it up and I have a lot of fun talking shit. First and foremost, this is hockey. Plain and simple. This ain't fucking world economics or war tactics. This is a game of fucking hockey. All in good fun, man. We love the game. We love the Knights. That's why we're here. So it's okay. But still, them some bitches need to pull their head out of their ass and start figuring some stuff out, man. Panthers versus Rangers in 11 hours and 25 minutes. Oh, boy. I can't wait for that one. Yeah, that, I'm not gonna lie, that one's kind of passing me by. Canadians in the Hurricanes, however, at 2 p.m. That's the one I'm kind of looking for. I tried, buddy. Yeah. God, if we lost to the Tank and eliminated Cooks. I read that as Cucks, not Canucks, and that actually made me laugh. But Jonathan, playing the Canucks, the Blackhawks, the Flames, like those games scare me more than playing the Capitals or the Avalanche or anybody else. Because for the most part, it's when we play better teams, it's like, man, we're either going to surprise everybody and kick ass, or we're going to do what everybody expects, which is lose. So when we actually go from 3-0 down 3-0 to tie 3-3 to up 4-3, it's like, hey man, I'll take my fucking wins where I can get them. However, I am horrified of Calgary, Vancouver, Chicago, Philly for the most part. Like, those are the teams that scare the shit out of me, because it's like, okay, not only are we going to lose, we're going to get shit on by the people who, like, I mean, they'd probably lose to the Henderson Silver Knights, but the Golden Knights can't beat them. Do good with the Avalanche. I'll watch that. Dude, the Avalanche games are always great, man. They're always a ton of fun. Even the preseason. Went to a preseason game for the Knights, and the Avalanche sat like 5th row. Fucking amazing, first and foremost. but it was it's always a good game. That's where I actually saw Lashinsky play for the first time. He was rocking the Carrier number, so I kind of kept an eye on him, and I actually really, really like his game. But all right, it's 10:30. The battery is finally charged, so I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna get to the gym so I can hurry up and get home and get to sleep. Keep an eye out tomorrow. Like I said, 2 o'clock, Canadians and the Hurricanes. I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock in it. Like I said, the game's tomorrow, just but for sure against Vancouver, Sunday night, 7 p.m. I will see you guys then. Trevor, Jonathan, later, fellas. Have a good night. Have a good Saturday. Everybody that hung out, Paulie, Randy, Gunn, Keenan, all the way up to Scott and Joe and everybody else. I appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing you next time. Keep an eye out for that one. Aw, Jules, that was like perfect timing, but is it because the Knights lost in overtime? Because we actually, I'm surprised they made it to overtime. I'm not gonna lie. I was I'm very, very shocked that that game went as well as it ended up going, especially when we started down 3-0. Who knew the best thing? It's like the Capitals power play rewarded us and then absolutely destroyed us. My losses in a row in this now. Fucking, I think it's only 3 in a row at the moment. 1, 2, yeah, 3 in a row because we beat Dallas. Then we lost 3 in a row. But we won 2 in a row before that, and then we lost 3 in a row. And then we won 1, and then we lost 2 in a row. So the good news is that's our 3rd in the row, which means we're going to win against Vancouver. But of course, Vancouver is the one that scares me to death. But the good thing is the last 4 games, we've scored 11 goals. That's massive. Oh, we're like 10 points behind. Or no, 7. We're 7 points behind Anaheim because Edmonton beat Anaheim today. So they're at Anaheim's at 86, Edmonton's at 83. We're sitting at 79. So as of right now, we're still sitting in the hot seat for Edmonton first round division. It would be slightly akin to walking on water in the way of a miracle if we end up winning the division. And I'm not gonna lie, even if we did, that just means instead of Edmonton or Anaheim, we end up taking on Utah? That's not a whole lot better for that. Just get where this game is passing. It's fine if we don't. Hey, it's where can I watch the game? Dude, Pedro, best I can do, brother, is tell you to Google stuff. The game just ended. From Brazil, cheers, buddy. Hail Dan Vask. But best I can tell you is Google things like streamed NHL, VIP box, webcast NHL, Stream East. Google things like that and start scrolling through the page. If I get too specific, I get in trouble. So yeah, honestly, it's as much as like winning the division doesn't help us because we're still in trouble. Surprised the Knights even made it a game after going down 3 early. Hey, that's exactly what I was saying. They had no business going into overtime. So with everything that it could have been, it ended up okay. I had no hopes. And this is what I mean by Vancouver is scarier than Washington. Because I had no hopes of winning the game against Washington. But we should win against Vancouver, which makes me freaking nervous. But We go down 3-0. It's the second period, which is our worst period. They get a power play, and the Golden Knights out of nowhere decides, you know what? Let's go down and score 2 goals in less than 30 seconds. That are Golden Knights? Those guys? Yeah. Northern Virginia, living in Las Vegas now. Hey, cheers. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys should have beat us, you guys should have kicked our ass. They get 2 shorties. Yeah, Jules. Like I said, hey, enjoy it. You guys got the win. Congratulations. Hey, Pedro, tried my best, man. Good luck to you, brother. But, Cam, you guys were up by 3-0. Yeah, to DC though. Oh, absolutely, dude. Like, have you watched Vegas play this year? You should kick our ass every time. That's why, even though you win, I'm up here like, hey, dude, we're good. Dude, Michael, they've been pathetic all year. They have the same problems over and over and over and over and over again. They don't show up at the time. And yeah, they're trying. Just like that. They're absolutely trying, but not their best. They don't show up for the games at first puck drop. You can tell how we're playing by our passing, and it's not even how guys are passing the pucks. It's how we are catching the puck. You can tell how bad it's going to be. We actually looked good at the start. So even though we went down 3-0, it was one of those like, okay, we're not there yet. It's all right. And since our passing was clean, there was hope. And then both sides started playing aggressive, and it just became a great game. But at the start, going down quick, it was like, this is bad, but it's okay because we don't look like trash. Respect to Golden Knights doesn't help. We stole your keeper. Bro, don't even get me started on Logan Thompson. I will be here for fucking 30 minutes without taking a breath or blinking. You could go almost every stream. I talk about how mad I am that Logan Hill is our goalie and not LT. Or Aiden Hill is our goalie and not LT. Same issue game after game. At some point, they got to fix it. Yeah, was their passing good? For the most part, it wasn't perfect. Yeah, Jules, you get it. It wasn't like our passing wasn't perfect, but we had a lot better control a lot more often. Looking back to like, especially if you go back to our 1 goal in 187 minutes of hockey shutout streak. Go back and watch those games and then watch it compared to tonight. Like, I call Shea Theodore giveaway Shea. He actually did really good protecting the puck. Again, not perfect, but he did better than I usually expect him. Of course, for some reason, he wants to shoot the puck from the blue line into the skate of the man standing 4 feet in front of him. Like, Shea Theodore shooting from the blue line is fucking horrifying. It's horrifying. Jack got a goal and an assist. I think an assist. I know he got a goal. He actually got the 3rd goal to tie it up. And it was beautiful. He got to the front of the net. Anderson put a shot off LT's pads. Eichel was right there in the middle of the ice and buried it past LT. And that goes back to something I have been preaching for. If anybody's been here since last season, that anybody that's hanging out, something I have said forever is, it's very simple. It's hockey 101. Pucks to the net, bodies to the net. If you get the puck to the goalie and he stops it and he gives up a rebound and there's nobody there to fetch the puck, then what's the point? Likewise, if you get bodies to the front of the net, but you can't get the shots through, past the dots because you're shooting from outside or you're shooting from the point and you're hitting bodies because they're shutting down the lanes, then what's the point? Bodies to the net, pucks to the net. When you've got 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, Vegas always peels out to the side instead of somebody trying to establish in front of the net. Like, it's over and over. No backside protection on defense. Like, it happened once tonight. They did really good about not drifting to one side of the ice. But on 70% of the goals from the last month and a half, or since the Olympics, if you watch where the goal, what's happening with the goals, all 5 of our skaters are either below, if you draw a line from goal to goal, they're either below that line or above that line, leaving wide open backdoor opportunities. Were they actually shooting from close to the goal, or was it still from way back? A lot of the opportunities up close were weak opportunities. They were there, but they were weak. A foot and a half in front of LT trying to backhand it with 2 sticks attacking them. Capitals are really good at collapsing at the top of the crease. This game was a very good example. Puck comes in on the goalie, rebounds given up, they're there. You know that because they're in a scrum after every shot on net. But that just means there's bodies in front of the net. So they get real good at shutting down in front of the crease and getting sticks in the way. So, yeah, right. So they slow the puck down They slow the puck down. It's weak drops, very close backhands, very close rebounds. And there's just not enough room to make a skillful shot. And then a lot of the shots coming from the point are hitting bodies. If they're coming through low. Tips are going well wide. Again, a lot of shots on net, but there's a lot of clear vision or a lot of slow rollers that make it to them. Remember that Stanley Cup face-off? We're not talking about that, okay? No, dude, it's funny. I hate on the Capitals. I've hated on the Capitals for a long time, and it's mostly because of Tom Wilson. Well, there's 2 reasons. Tom Wilson is dirty. He is an incredible skater. I have nothing but respect for how he plays the game, except for the bullshit. However, when the bullshit is properly applied, I love it. 4 Nations. I think it was 4 Nations where maybe not. Maybe it was the playoffs last year. Was it Washington and like Montreal or something like that? I forget what it was, but Tom Wilson went ape shit on a dude and dragged him inside the bench. And I loved that because it was deserved. Like when he goes at people who deserve it, I'm a fan. When he hit Donnell Nurse and took his ass out, I'm a fan. However, I don't like the undeserved cheap shots. I got a problem with that. But that's mostly why I don't like the Capitals. That, and I will always say Ovechkin is clearly the better goal scorer. Sidney Crosby is the better hockey player. I will die on that hill. Other than that, I got nothing but respect. Beat Calgary and Vancouver. Edmonton always gives us issues. Yeah, Edmonton's always going to be a fucking problem, man. Forever and forever. However, it's Edmonton this year I call them the Edmonton City Oilers. Like they are the Kansas City Chiefs of the NHL. We have been here watching the Edmonton Oilers play. The amount of shit they get away with is unbelievable. And of course, when we played Edmonton, we had Wes McCauley on the ice, and now we have Justin Key on the ice. That dude's just as bad as Luxmore and McCauley. Vegas have been playing well with Thor's this year. I'm not mad at how we've been playing, but it's been exactly how I expect. We're just not playing well. We're not playing with enough consistency. And our defense is our biggest hurdle. Now, they finally put Ben Hutton in over Caden Korzak, and Ben Hutton looked great. I like Caden Korzak. I do not want him as my defenseman. He is just too small. He is not fast enough to make up for his lack of size, and he's not big enough to make up for his lack of speed. He's weak on the boards. He's weak on the stick. I like the kid. He's got talent. He can play somewhere else. Ben Hutton needs to be in his place. So pissed when the Cats lost against the Ducks on the road. We should have run that game, to be honest. Hey, Brother, you are walking into you just said a sentence that every Golden Knight fan says once a week for the past 2 years. It's like, it's just, I really like Nick Dowd. I really like Cole Smith. I don't know, like Sisson's playing. Replacing him with William Karlsson would be huge, but obviously Karlsson's hurt. Carter Hart is looking to come back, but as much as I like the way Carter Hart started, he started playing bad right before he got hurt, so we don't know which version of him we're getting. You miss Marchie? Dude, I miss having a Nat. I miss having an enforcer like Reeves, and I miss having a little bastard son of a bitch like Marchessault. If we make it, as of right now, if we make it past the first round of the playoffs, Carly could possibly come back. That's where we're sitting right now. Carter Hart is practicing with the team, so he's at least taking shots. We'll see how that goes. That's been the other curse of being a Golden Knights goalie. You fuck up your knee or your hip. But yeah, Carly coming back would be huge because that helps Riley Smith play better. They're just a great pair. And on that line, those two with Howden, I love the combo. Marner, Dorofeyev, and Hurdle need something. They need to stay together, but something needs to change. They swapped Hurdle and Howden in the second and third line. Something needs to change between those three, but they need to stay on the line together. It's annoying me and it's pissing me off, but I really do think they need to. Either that, like, you can't set an Eichel. Bring Dorofeyev up with Barbie and Eichel and put Stoney with Hurdle and Marner. Do something like that. Fuck it. Try it against Vancouver. Something there needs to be something that's altered. Is Dorofeyev line one? No, he's on two with it has been Dorofeyev, Hurdle, and Marner, but Hurdle went down to the third line for this game, at least for the start of the game, and Howden went up to two. So what I'd actually like to see is switch out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Swap, and as much as like Stone, Eichel, Barbie, I love it. However, Stone is the versatile point. That way, in the middle, make sure you're changing those lines together so you catch Stoney on the ice with both, and he can double time a little bit. But then have Stone focus in on being on the ice with Hurdle and Marner. But the problem is, if Hurdle was producing a little more, I'd like that idea. But he can't fucking score a goal. I think he has 1 in 9 or something like that. Oh, shit. Hey, Jules, I appreciate you hanging out late with me and talking about it, but I just realized it's 11 o'clock. I've got to get to the gym or else I'm not going. So I've got to get out of here. I appreciate the conversation, though. You actually jumped in right as I was leaving, and the conversation was too good to skip out on. Yeah, definitely. I keep an eye out for 2 o'clock tomorrow. No promises, but I might be here. We'll see how tonight goes. But at the very least, 7 o'clock Monday for Vancouver. But hey, you go get some rest too, Jules. Look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good night. Cam, have a good night, buddy. You. However, I appreciate the respect, buddy. I really do. I appreciate it, man. So, hey, good night, guys. You too take care. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Good night.